And welcome to MD Global Muscle Radio here at the Pump Media Studios, joined by my co-host AJ, all the way from Norway. AJ, episode 13.
And Chris.
And Chris Clark, of course, from Pump Media. We always keep forgetting about Chris,
Thanks,
don't we?
guys. Thanks.
Poor Chris. And also, we are brought to you by
High-tech pharmaceuticals.
Damn right. So,
Yep.
Yeah, AJ, how are you, mate?
Episode 13.
13.
Are you afraid of the number 13? Some people say, 13.
No, I don't go for all that bullshit.
No, me either. I don't believe in that. Today we have British
Yeah, no hot young.
hot shots.
Yeah, this is a British bodybuilding special.
Oh.
It wasn't planned that way, but that's how it kind of ended up, isn't it?
Yeah, fantastic. Today I woke up. I put on Craig David right away. Usually I listen to 50 Cent and R. Kelly on my way each time we do it. But this was Craig David and some Westlife, if you know about them.
Westlife, yes, I'm aware of their work. Yeah, and also last night, AJ was trying to get me pumped up for today's episode, so he sent me a picture of Tupac.
Because it was the British Gangster Edition, wasn't it?
Yeah, should that be 6-pack? 2-pack?
I couldn't even... That joke, I didn't...
Okay, I'm just gonna scrap that one off.
So last episode, how do you think that went?
Who was it?
It was...
Oh, Derek Lunsford, of course. Sorry. Yeah, it was
And Dwayne.
Dwayne Kwamina, King Q. He was really good.
And...
Say it.
Sibusi Sukelo.
You said it right. Yeah. You said it right.
Well, you forgot his name right now.
You kept putting K's in his first name, and I said, AJ, there is no K's in Sibusisu.
I saw some... Derek Lunsford's got some haters, man.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Like small little comments like, oh no, Derek... And he has such a great talk.
Yeah, but
such a good guy.
Did you see what I wrote underneath yesterday?
Yeah, what did you write back?
I said, well, hang on a minute. I suppose he is young, good looking, amazing physique, great future. In fact, I hate him too now.
People are jealous, man.
I know.
A great guy.
I like him. I mean, I think you were a little bit skeptical because before you didn't really know much about him. Maybe, because sometimes no one likes a goody two-shoes. But I think once you engaged with him and you did that interview with him, I think you really saw that he's a pretty genuine kid.
Yeah, very genuine.
So. Is that how you felt?
Yeah, right away. Well, not right away. Well, as we talked, you can sense it.
Yeah.
So British bodybuilding.
Oh, also, I'd like to, Chris. I was a bit crazy last night.
What was that, Giles?
I'd had half a glass of red wine.
Oh, half a glass. Wow.
I'm not proud of this, but I went off on AJ and I said something really, really unforgivable.
What was that?
Called him a silly sausage. I did. I'm sorry, guys. For us Brits, that is like, we're a very polite nation, aren't we, Chris?
Yeah, tend to be.
So to call somebody that is like that's like sort of unforgivable. So I apologize.
And I'm also happy to be in the UK because you know what happened this weekend.
What?
We had a bodybuilding show in Norway, first of the season.
Okay.
You want to tell something?
So I shouldn't laugh. I shouldn't laugh.
Okay, so I was on my way to go watch the event, 9 in the morning, and it was like 2 hours on the train to go there.
Yeah.
So I DM'd the judge, one of the judges, and I said, okay, so how many guys lined up for the show? She said, 58 guys men's physique. And this is not IBB Pro men's physique, this is the smaller,
Okay.
58 bikini girls.
Wow.
And 2 bodybuilders.
Oh, 2 bodybuilders.
So I went home and put on Marcus Rule DVD and said, fuck it.
Did you?
Yeah. Do you think I'm going to take the train 2 hours to only watch 2 bodybuilders? How's this even, Giles? A bodybuilding event with 2 bodybuilders.
Hang on a minute. Somebody messaged me yesterday and said you were at a show. I thought they meant you were on like a podcast or something. Was this yesterday? Bodybuilding
It was
show?
an action event with 2 bodybuilders.
Sorry, I'm confused. I was confused.
So it was no.
So you didn't go?
Of course not. Would you?
Yeah, probably not. Actually,
of course not.
Probably not. It's the bodybuilding I like to go for.
Of
really.
course,
that's the main event.
And no disrespect to the athletes who were there because they were, but you can't have a bodybuilding event and only 2 bodybuilders.
Yeah, I've never heard numbers quite that bad.
No, but that's only in Norway though.
Right. Okay.
This is not.
Why do you think that is?
Because last year, you know what happened? Mm-hmm. The police showed up at the event and started drug testing the audience.
Audience? Shut up. Stop trolling.
So it's called Sudden Feud. If the police came to the event and said, come here, and had drug testing at the spectators. And some of these recent...
You're lying.
No, it's true.
Trolling us. It's definitely
And
trolling us.
Trolling us. Yeah, this is...
No. And I did some investigation.
Let me see your eyes. Come on.
I did some I did some investigation because
Okay.
Norway hasn't always been like this. It happened in 2011. The Me Too campaign started, as we call it. You know what happened?
Yeah.
Sadly, this is not a funny story though. You know Breivik? You know the mass shooting that happened in...
Yeah. On
in
the
England.
island.
Yeah, he killed. There was a Norwegian terrorist, racist, whatever you want to call
Yeah,
it.
he went and killed like 78 people, didn't he?
Killed 80 people with his
Horrible,
machine
horrible.
and mostly young people too.
Yeah.
He was on steroids, so he used that in his court. That's some of the reason
What, to get off it? Or to be...
to say he's and that's when the police went mental.
No. Because that was around the time when
2011.
Tony Freeman... That was 2011.
Correct.
So that was all stemmed from that?
Yes.
Ah, right.
It's crazy people, man. You can't blame that on,
That's the worst thing I've heard, where a lack of responsibility, and they've tried to palm it off on that kind of thing. That's horrible.
So it's not good.
That's not good.
No. Well, on to something more pleasant.
Yes.
Oh, something... Arnold, Australia.
Arnold, Australia. Yeah.
We haven't talked about that. That was last weekend.
Yeah, there's been a bit of drama from this. There's been a fallout, as you know.
Okay, let's go over the top 5 guys.
Yep.
Who won?
William Banach.
William Banach.
Yep.
Cedric in second.
Yeah.
We had
Rowley third.
Rowley third. We had Luke Sandow. Josh fourth.
Josh was fourth.
And then we had Luke Sandow in fifth.
But did you see the judging sheets?
There was some...
Cedric was first. Josh was second. William Banach, this was in round 2. William Banach was third. How is that possible? How
You
was...
sure it's not the posing round or like...
Hang on a minute. It was on round 2 because I thought it was... Somebody corrected me on the MD forum. I thought it was symmetry round, then judging, then posing. And he says, no, they don't do the symmetry round. He said that was the round 3 is the confirmation. So round 2 was the pre-judging. So William Banach went from third to first by virtue of his posing routine.
And he did not have the best posing routine. That was Cedric.
Yeah, Cedric's fantastic.
So let's go to the number 1 spot, Banach. Do you agree? Don't you agree? What did you saw? What did you think?
It's not a huge shock that William Banach won. William Banach he's top 3 in the world. He's 4th last year. He's been 3rd at the Olympia. I could have had him. I've said this before. I'd have had no argument with him winning the 2017 Olympia.
Phil Heath, please don't listen to this.
Yes, I think he's just unfriended me on Instagram. But for me, my eye was drawn more towards Cedric because I don't think any of us expected Cedric to pull ahead and look kind of how we've wanted him to look for so many years. Surely, I mean, plus the way I see it, I mean, what did Arnold say, or people say about Arnold, about a good tall guy?
A good tall guy always beats a good small guy.
Yes, and for me,
not in judging, sadly though.
But Cedric for me was, 100% better than the Arnold Classic, which I was at. Banach was... See, with Banach, you can always tell with his condition in his quads. And he always looks his best. I will say this many times. He always looks his best at the Arnold Olympia. And then the shows afterwards, he's like the opposite of Rowley. He kind of, not fades, but he still looks very, very, very good. Probably still one of the best conditioned guys up there. But he just loses just 2 or 3%. And for me... I just saw Cedric and I was so shocked by what I'd seen, how he managed, especially with all that travel as well. He traveled and then his waist was tiny. He just looked fantastic. I mean, that was like first call out Olympia, wasn't it?
Mosque Development, who has the best forum members in the world, they had a voting and Cedric McMillan was the clear favorite on the boards.
Uh-huh.
I had Cedric.
What was the percentage?
It was like 70% Cedric.
Right, okay.
You had Cedric winning?
Yeah.
For me, I like Cedric's. For me, as you said, taller, wider, more eye-pleasing.
Even from the back, he looked good, and he always usually lacks that bit of separation.
And what a routine he had. He didn't...
The bird box.
Oh, no, that wasn't this time, but... No, I had Cedric, but some people who were in the... We have to say, we weren't in the audience.
Yeah.
Some people who were in the audience had Banach winning.
Yeah.
So... Top 3, Rowley in 3rd. What do you think?
No.
No, come on.
No.
Come on.
No. What did I say? If he prepped for 8 weeks for the Arnold Classic, I think he was lucky to get where he got. I think he 5th place at the Arnold Classic. I had him 6th or 7th.
Oh, come on.
No, come on. He shouldn't have been doing the Arnold Australia because last year he did it where he was 278, I heard, and then he managed to drop nearly 15 to 20 pounds in those 2 weeks. This year, I think he had more to lose, and I think what happened is he tried to do what he did last year from the Arnold to the Arnold Australia, because last year he was 4th at the Arnold Classic, managed to drop 15 pounds and look sensational at the Arnold Australia. Waist was tiny. He destroyed, but he beat Banach and Dexter handily.
Didn't you have a guy called Sam Pearce beating Winkler this time?
No,
you didn't.
No. Okay. Where'd you read that?
Well, I thought you said that the guy in 6th could have beat Rowley.
You can check the forums.
Yeah.
Come on, get your phone out. No, so, and I think what Rowley did, Rowley thought he could probably do that again. But for me, there was more than 2 weeks' work he needed to do. I think he could probably look incredible in 4 weeks. So if he'd have done either the Indy Pro or even the Arnold Brazil and skipped the Arnold Australia, then I think he could have really pulled it together. But as it stands now, 3rd place, not a chance, because he did sharpen up, but I think he dropped too much and it just made his body look flat and lifeless and nothing was popping. And
he was better at the Australian Arnold Classic in Ohio, correct? He was better in Australia.
Oh, he did look slightly better in Australia.
So he was better.
Slightly, but yeah, he just looked flat.
Okay, but so he was better.
Yeah, he was sharper.
Yeah.
No, he was sharper, but was he better?
So the judges rewarded him for. You saw how he was fighting up there, sweating and battling on stage, and all the call out. Did you see it? You did see it.
He shouldn't have done the show. Right?
He lost at least 6 pounds, 7 pounds, didn't he? He lost weight. And
It's probably more than that. But I'm not hating on Rowley. I'm a big fan of Rowley. Always been a big fan of Rowley right from day one when he turned pro 2009. I actually went on his Instagram and I put a message because because they do read these things, and if he does read them, definitely, then I wanted him to see, just in case he'd seen any of my videos and was thinking, oh god, because he was a bit funny with me at the Arnold.
he didn't like that video we posted of the guest posting in Nepal.
Yeah, well, it is what it is. But he was like, he shook my hand, and sometimes he just wasn't that. Normally he's like, hey Giles, and and he always looks really pleased. And I mean, I think he was genuinely a bit pissed off at the. If you saw the interview,
I saw it.
Grabbed the mic off Ron Harris. I mean, I don't know, but yeah. So I said, Rowley, I think you need to just shut it down now until the Olympia. Get some rest, get a game plan, and do a proper 12 to 16 week prep for the Olympia. And I said, I haven't given up on you, and I never will. I'll always support you, and I still think you could be a threat for the Mr. Olympia title.
With all that, I had no problem with Rowley in 3rd. He's such a superior bodybuilder on some of the body parts, and he's and if he's gonna win the Olympia, and he's the people champ and all this, you got to give him some gifts along the way.
Not at all. Absolutely
you gotta
not.
have some gifts.
It's how you look on the day. It doesn't matter what you've won.
How many gifts didn't Franco Colombo and Arnold Schwarzenegger get?
Well, that's going back a few years.
They got gifts. So you got to protect the.
So say Sean Roden turns up to the Olympia and he looks terrible this year. Do you think they're going to give him 3rd or 2nd?
No, because he hasn't been the representative that we want to see more, at least, before that.
In what way?
Well, Jay Cutler, when he got the gift in 2007, that gift?
Yeah, Victor.
He was a really good representative for IBB, huh? He was the man. Jay Cutler was the man. He was the king,
Yeah.
He took in over Ronnie Coleman's place. Mm-hmm. So you
fought for years after
know.
getting 2001 second, 2002, 2003 he was second, 2004 he was second, 2005 he was second, and 2006 beat Ronnie Coleman, which no one really thought was really possible.
Although he technically already did it almost in 2001, though.
I was there, mate. No, he didn't.
A lot of people.
I was there, mate.
A lot of people had it that way.
No.
No?
Ronnie was off, but then when Ronnie turned... Jay was absolutely incredible from the front because the year before Jay Cutler had come 8th, the year before that in 99, he'd been 13th. So he was slowly climbing, 13th, 8th, and then he jumped up and he was in that first call-out from the front. I mean, he was so... I mean, he just looked like, like those the bodybuilding trophies.
So he turned around, Ronnie, and won.
Yeah.
So why didn't this happen with Phil Heaton and Shaw Roden this year then?
That's a good question. Well, Phil was off.
Well, Ronnie was off, and he won from the back.
Yeah, but this is Ronnie.
Phil won clearly from the back against Roden.
I don't know why people keep going on about how Sean doesn't look good from the back. I think he looks pretty good from the back.
Yeah, but Phil did beat him clearly from the back.
Yeah, but Phil's midsection, mate.
Ronnie's midsection into the... Ronnie ain't no...
Making me work for this one, mate.
Ronnie ain't no...
Yeah.
He's not known for his abs, to say the least.
No, I think the gap between Jay and Ronnie that year was bigger than the gap between Phil and Sean.
It was.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were there, so...
I was there, so no.
Oh. Okay. In 4th, we have Josh.
Josh Lenartux, yes.
Improved from 8th on Ohio.
Yes, he was, yeah.
8th to 4th.
Which was disastrous.
In his hometown.
Yes. Well, he was second. He was ahead of Banach.
Was it a hometown gift, or was he improved?
I was amazingly improved. I mean,
Yes.
I did what I think. If you watch episodes back, I said if he can drop 8 to 10 pound in 2 weeks, for a guy of his size, that is not easily achievable. But that is achievable if he's smart and he really stays on his game. He did do that. I think he looked to me how he needed to look, really, to look good. If that makes sense. He dropped. I think he did drop about 8 to 10 pounds.
So he improved so much that he beat Luke, who came from 3rd.
Yeah, Luke.
Not 5th at the
Yeah,
Arnold Australia.
You know what's funny is that in some photographers' photos and a couple of videos on people's phones and stuff like that, on one with Luke at the Arnold Australia, he looked better. He looked like sharper, maybe not as full, but he was the separation was deeper and the lines were clean. I thought, yeah, he looks better. And then I looked in somebody else's photos, another photographer's photos, and I was flicking on, swiping on Instagram, and I thought, no, he doesn't look as good. But when I've actually looked back over all the pictures and all the footage, he definitely had more pop, more. Everything was full, like the chest, the shoulders. Everything was fuller. Things were exploding. There was more going on, and I think he admitted it himself. He definitely looked better at the Columbus. But
so you agree with Luke in 4th and in 5th and Josh in 4th, or would you switch the places?
I'd have swapped Rowley and.
Forget about Rowley.
No. I'm swapping Rowley and Luke.
Rowley and Luke.
Actually, Josh did look good. It's tough. I like Josh's colour. I liked his... he just looks better. I think he needs... I don't know, is he going to do any more shows now?
So he needs a little bit more chest
I'd
fullness?
I'd like to see a bit more chest fullness. I think his back is good. Yeah, I think he did flatten out a little bit, but he gained separation and quality. The waist was nice. The waist looked smaller.
And what's your take? I loved Josh's routine. Some people didn't like it. What do you think?
I thought it was great.
Yeah, because he won the Arnold Australia with that routine, a Best Poster Award.
The Columbus.
Columbus.
Yeah.
Who won this best? Did they have a...
I don't think they have... to my knowledge, they didn't have a Best Poser award. No. But you know what? Whether you like that style of posing or not, you have to appreciate the fact that he put a routine together.
Correct.
Most of these bodybuilders don't even put a routine together beyond the first 20 seconds.
You got to change that statement now, because the last Arnold Classic and Australia now, many of them have a good routine now. Have you noticed it? The routines are better.
Do you think we're having an effect?
I don't know if it's us.
Maybe it's that $10,000 in Columbus.
Hey, there you go. No, it's improved, isn't it? Overall.
I think you're right. I think you're right.
Has.
And that is so good to see. That really, really makes me happy.
Talk about a couple of standouts in Arnold Australia didn't get the placing they would like.
Steve Orton.
Impressive.
Yeah. Seventh place last year. I spoke to him because he did an update for my Moss News Weekly show, and he said afterwards, he said in the video he did for my show last year, and he said, the judges told me I need to be bigger and harder. That is exactly what he did this year. He was so much bigger. So much bigger. I mean, did he have the best condition in the whole show? Come on.
He looked amazing.
He was shredded.
Hard.
And people were saying he's got a weird structure. And from what I've seen, I don't think he's got a bad structure at all. What do you think?
It's probably one thing he's talking about the waist, maybe, that it's...
Didn't look thick to me.
Not thick, but it's just different.
Okay.
If you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's got... it's a little bit different. It's not... So, he has a different structure.
Technical term.
Yeah. So, some people not mention that, yeah. But the way he came in, impressive.
Oh, amazing. I liked his colour. I liked just that level of granite hard separation. And yeah, I think for me, he was one of the stars of the show, like say Luke was at the Arnold Classic, where no one really everyone was like, whoa, that's a new look.
7th place is not exactly star of the show, huh?
6th place.
6th place? It's
Yeah,
not the
but
same as
6th
Luke's
place.
3rd.
Yeah, but he's the top of the guys that aren't known.
Okay. Little bit disappointed with 2 guys.
Oh, I know.
First, my man, Jeff Beckham.
Yeah, what happened there, mate?
We got to get him on and ask exactly what happened.
That's a good idea.
We're just going to ask Jeff what happened.
Yeah.
And...
Yeah, but he didn't even look slightly off. He looked like 6-8 weeks out.
That's why we got to ask what happened.
Yeah, what happened, yeah.
And what happened to Quincy Winkler?
Yes, he didn't compete, did he? There was a few that pulled out, wasn't there? There was...
Akeem,
Kuklo.
Kuklo, and Quincy.
And Quincy, yeah, all 3 pulled out. I wonder why.
And one thing, Tony Doherty did a great job. There's one thing he has to learn.
What?
When you announce the winner, you got to listen to Bob Chickley. You got to wait for it. You know, when you say,
right.
And in first place, we have let anticipate. He just said it right away.
Oh, did he?
I was like, oh.
Perhaps he was getting charged for the venue.
And he was just like, William Banach. He didn't even give him like the pause or nothing. I was disappointed with that.
Yeah.
Other than that, great job.
Yeah, fantastic. I mean, when you think about how that show has grown, how it's gone from... It literally started like the Arnold Classic did in Columbus, Ohio back in 89. It started literally that the expo was like a table this size for like 2 tables. And now... Well, you've not been, but I'm telling you, it's huge. The Arnold Classic in America, it's like 22,000 athletes at the Arnold Classic in Columbus. Obviously, all the different sports events. And obviously, the Arnold Australia is mimicking that it's having all different sports. The media coverage is huge. I mean, that must be a year. I mean, I know he's got 6 gyms, he said, that Josh said in episode 9. And he has, that must be literally a year-round job to build that.
And we popped up the shrimps. That means we're celebrating with shrimps when Jessica Padilla won.
Popped out the shrimps.
It means when you're happy, you get Norwegian shrimps and you celebrate.
I thought you were talking about like shrimp on the Barbie, mate.
No. Jessica Padilla.
Yes.
She won figure.
She did. And who called it?
Everybody, though.
Everyone, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
Everybody. No, good win for her.
Absolutely thrilled for Jessica.
In the figure class.
Yeah, she looked amazing.
Yeah.
I think for me, her and Sydney Gillen are now my 2 favorites.
In figure.
Yeah.
I see how feminine he said it when he said favorite, like, yeah.
As well.
RuPaul, isn't that what his name is?
RuPaul.
No. Okay, figure. Who did she beat?
I didn't recognize the names.
Was it Boyan or something?
Yeah.
He just said yeah.
Sorry, I should have had that in front.
Yeah.
I wasn't aware we were going to discuss this.
Was it only figure and do they have something
there was
else
fitness.
There? Fitness.
The girl who
do you
won.
like fitness?
Yeah. I watched the routines and I quite like the physiques and everything. So yeah, they're good.
They're good.
It's the girl who won the... Oh, God, I haven't got a name in front of me.
Find me hard to be... they're great athletes. It's just that I like... There's just so much going on with fitness. There's so much...
But when you see a really good fitness routine, it is unbelievable. It's a bit of a spectacle to watch.
The Russian girl that we were all in love with.
Oksana.
Yeah.
Kushina. She was like...
She did the Michael Jackson routines.
She was like the Ronnie Coleman of her era. She
Yeah.
was just like, for years you just think no one is beating this. She had the best physique. She had a beautiful look. Her routines were exciting. They were they were electrifying to watch.
Was it Graber who won?
Graber. Yes, I'm glad you said that.
The blonde.
Yeah, she's fantastic. Yeah, she's I think she's retiring now.
Yeah, she is. She said I had a speech about it.
How many pro shows she done? Like 43 or 46
impressive.
or something ridiculous. It was like she literally won it, and Arnold's going, well, hang on a minute, you've just won the Arnold Classic. Why would you?
Yeah. Why
Maybe
would
you didn't
retire right
expect
now?
to win. Why are you going to retire? And she's like, no, this was all decided beforehand, and
And your favorite class, bikini? We got
I'm sorry. No, bikini. No.
no. Janet Leigh won again,
yeah, lovely lady. Lovely lady.
and she won also Arnold.
I'm sorry, I met her and her husband and her lovely children at the Arnold Classic, and she's a real lovely lady, a real class act.
So she won 2 in a row. So is she the favorite to win the Olympia now?
Yeah, I guess she is.
Who's
I
the
guess
current
she is.
Olympia champion?
Texera?
You're correct.
Angelica Texera.
Yeah,
I knew that. I was just trolling.
She won 2 years in a row, I think.
Yeah, she's good.
But you have some problem with the bikini
I have a
class.
huge problem with
What's the
bikini
problem you
class.
have?
They're too thin.
They're too skinny.
No, I've got to say this because this is really something that's it's really bugging me actually because I just don't like the look. In fact, I find it actually, this sounds like a weird thing for a guy to say, but I find it quite difficult to watch now.
You find bikini difficult to watch. There's a lot of people saying that, but for obvious other
No. I just, for me, Natalia Melo around 2012, Amanda Latona 2010.
Natalia, what's it called again? Natalia.
Melo.
Can you put her up on Instagram, Chris? Just her.
Absolutely incredible.
Not the other one.
But my point is, for me, she had muscle. She had literally, that was the perfect bikini
Natalia
look.
Melo.
Yeah, but why did they have to go thinner than that? I mean, there was one girl. I mean, oh God, I won't.
Don't say their names.
No, I'm not gonna. I won't even know the names. But there was one girl, and she was so thin. The ribs.
Kim Gutierrez.
I wouldn't know whether you told me, but I just feel like if they rewound it a bit, because I feel like now this is why. I mean, look at that.
So that's Natalia Melo. That is in 2012.
My buddy. That's my buddy.
Yeah.
She's gorgeous. Look at that. Look at the muscle. She's not too ripped. She's not too lean. You can tell she's eating. You know, she's eating more than 500 calories a day when she's dieting. I mean, come on. That's perfect. I was at that Olympia 2010. That was a good one. But 2012 was her best. If you can find 2012, that was when she won the Olympia. And then me and Natalia covered the Prague Pro together. And yeah, she's a lovely lady. But I mean, she's actually she's moved back to America now because she moved to Ireland. She married a rugby player.
Okay.
Famous rugby player, and they've got 2 children together now. And just, I mean, look, that to me is the epitome of what bikini.
So you like this
is.
look better
Oh, it's amazing
because you have more meat, as they
like
say.
nowadays, that you wouldn't have any of the muscle in the legs like that. The abs would be too. It's like for me they're just too. And I think it causes. I think it's. I hear.
You want to show the picture of who won so we can see the difference? Go on.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Angelica Texera, Texeira. And I mean, these girls, I'm not disrespecting.
I don't think she's that skinny, though.
AJ, I'm not disrespecting these girls because these ladies, I think they're beautiful, they're amazing. But I just think the trend of how it's gone in the last couple. Thing is, criteria do change sometimes in shows. Like the figure girls sometimes get very muscular, then they come.
So this is Texeira.
Yeah, I look at the ribs. I don't like that. That's not. No. I just think if they were, you shouldn't be able to see the ribs. I'm sorry.
I don't know. All I know is...
What do you think?
Well, as bodybuilding fans talking about bikini, people are like, why are they talking about... Because it's the biggest class in the world with men's physique. Mm-hmm. There's more people doing it than bodybuilding, that's for sure. Mm-hmm. Bikini. Have you seen it's all over the place. Have you seen how big the bikini entries are? It's like...
Yeah.
So we have to discuss it a little bit because you don't want to...
No, absolutely discuss it, but I'm just saying that is my personal feeling, AJ.
For me, bikini is... it's very good for the ladies. I think they have their own rules. I think they got their own thing going. Mm-hmm. I don't really like to critique it too much because I think it's hard to judge it. I think you got to be really followed bikini, how you judge it, and we haven't really put into that.
I feel like you're not. I feel like you're not being honest with me, AJ. I feel like you're skirting around the subject.
No, but like Ashley Courtwasser is a big star.
Yeah,
very beautiful, very popular.
Do you know?
Janet Leo is very beautiful.
Do you know what they should do? Do you know what they should do? Mm-hmm. They should change the date of the next bikini show and bring it 4 weeks forward, and then let the girls step on stage how they would look at 4 weeks out. And I guarantee you would all agree that it's a better.
Well, I'm supporting the wellness anyway. So.
Oh, wellness is amazing. Yeah, but wellness was probably created Because there's a need for it. Why is there a need for it?
Because some of the bikini girls are too low in body fat.
Exactly. It's like, are we going to have... I think they'll maybe create a need for a non-gyno class in the men's physique.
Well,
There's a lot of gyno in men's physique. Why would they have to... Why?
because they're getting bigger now, huh, men's physique.
No, it's not. No, they're not.
They are bigger than before in size.
I've not heard of anti-estrogens. Come on, guys.
But the winner looks... Have you seen the guy who won Miss Olympia, Hickson?
Yeah, Brandon Henderson, yeah.
Looks very good, huh?
Yeah, very
He
good.
doesn't have
no,
any
nice
gyno.
physique. Yeah, I think I picked him as the winner.
He didn't have no guy, no?
Well, I will tell you now, from some of the shows, I would say the majority of the top 6 in pretty much every single men's physique show I've seen, pro level, whether it be the Olympia, a lot of them have gyno. And thing is, what else is there apart from chest and abs that you really need to have? That's the most prominent
In men's
part.
physique, you got to have good hair.
It's like no. It's like coming on in men's physique and you've got a gut.
Oh.
It isn't. No, it's chest and abs contest.
It's a little bit more than that. A little bit.
It's not.
Yes.
No, it's not.
You got to be wide at top. You got to have shoulders. You got to have the taper.
Yeah, but it's all about the if you first impressions. They see your chest and abs. If you've got good chest and abs, you're gonna do well. Look at but look at Buendia. Look at he has got.
but it's also you got to look like sexy for the ladies. You got to. It's like a
chest and abs.
Yeah, but it's also the way you know what I mean? It's like you got to look good to win a men's physique contest. You can't be ugly and win a men's physique
I think you
contest.
should be a politician, AJ.
No, but I mean, come on. I like the freaks the most. That's not a discussion.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that the men's physique.
I'm teasing.
Men's physique guys put a lot of effort into it,
Absolutely.
and
Yeah.
since they are the biggest class now, they should be treated at least as we should know their names and.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. But for me, being a bodybuilding fan, it's
different. It's not the same, of course.
The main thing I have trouble with is when, like, I remember speaking to a judge once, and they actually admitted that hair and smile if it's close.
That's what I said, of course.
If it's close, and someone's got exactly the same physique and look, and they're both as good as each other, if someone's got a better smile and teeth and hair, they could say that could swing it.
And that's how it was back in the day. You know how Joe Weider also wanted the big guys with a nice hair and smile? Why do you think Gunther Schlinkamp was handpicked? Or Lou Ferrigno? All of them got Arnold. Because they had good hair and smile.
I see your point.
Yeah. Okay, enough about men's physique.
Like, thank God for that.
Oh, hey. Why is he always dissing?
I just don't like it. No, it's just,
Okay. Give your shout out to your guy, Giles.
Oh, Tony McCartan. Yep,
Yes.
that's Tony McCartan it's a friend of mine off Instagram. He used to be a friend on Facebook, and then I kind of disappeared, and then he popped up on Instagram, and
He's 5 weeks out from a classic show.
yes, correct, yeah. Do you know what show it is, or?
It's the Exeter something, PCA Exeter. Maybe,
Oh, okay,
something
okay.
like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
So he's been doing hard in the gym. He showed me some progress pics.
I've got a bit of a confession, actually.
Oh.
He actually, sorry, Tony. He actually sent me, when I was working for Ronnie Coleman a few years ago,
Yeah.
he sent me a big picture of, it was a blown up front cover of the MD. Oh. And he sent it to me because I was going to be with Ronnie at the Body Power. And he said, "Oh, Giles, can you get that signed by Ronnie and send it back to me?"
Did you do it?
Have you been in my front bedroom? You know the other bedroom? Have you seen
I don't go in your house.
Have you seen that framed picture above the bed?
No.
I pinched it. I never saw him again, and he disappeared off my Facebook. So I got it framed and stuck it up in my bedroom, my spare bedroom. That's Rosie's office now.
So Tony, yeah.
Yep, looking
Nice,
good.
give him a nice shout out there. Looks
Yeah,
good
looking
there,
good.
huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he said he's big fans of the show, so thank you for watching, Tony. We do appreciate that, mate.
And guys,
keep smashing it, mate.
And he needs some more followers, so press like, press follow, whatever it is. Yeah.
And also, can everyone stop following AJ, please, and follow me? Because AJ is soon going to be doubling my numbers. And
Soon? It's already been done. What do you mean soon? But no. But good, Tony. Yeah. I want to give my shout out to my guy now.
Come on in.
Mr. Arnold.
Chris, show his legs. Show his legs.
Man, this guy here, man. Look at him.
Look at his legs. That's like...
So I've called him.
Awesome. Awesome.
Go back to his face again.
Has he got pants on?
Very handsome man. He's got that in the middle there.
that.
Press that one. No, that
shit.
one. So I saw this picture the first time. I'm like, shit. Who is this? That's the Ricky Martin of South Africa.
He does look like Ricky.
Yeah.
Martin.
So it's Mr. Ricky Martin, Arnold Vosloo.
Inside,
Living la vida loca. No. So he's a week out from the Ben Weider Cup.
Yes.
He's going to turn pro in Classic Physique.
Classic. He looks too big for Classic.
Classic's getting bigger now.
How is he? I tell you what, that's like
Look at this guy from South Africa. He's going all the way from South Africa to Watford.
that. Really?
Yeah, he's from South Africa.
That photo there.
hope,
that looks like a Mr. Olympia. Classic.
Classic.
Yeah, that's like Bumstead.
It is.
I mean,
Let's get another picture just so we're not fooled by his...
maybe he's been photoshopping.
Those delts looks very good there.
Yeah.
Huh?
Look at the midsection.
Look at the waist.
See, this is why Classic is growing.
Get another picture, Chris, from him. Arnold, we're impressed.
AJ's feeling insecure because he's flexing his pet.
That's
He's not liking it. He's like, I'm not bigger than me.
that's an old picture probably.
Yeah, go up.
Let's see his back there.
I look at that one where he's looking like,
There.
oh, is he rubbing something on his face? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. I tell you what, it's going to take somebody good to beat him.
So he's... Yeah.
Nice physique. Really nice physique. Not sure about the pout.
No, but he's Ricky Martin. You got to do some pouting.
Yeah.
No, that's a good guy. So we wish him good luck
Yes.
in the Ben Weider Cup.
Yep.
He's trying to turn pro. We go to the other one later. Let's go a little bit
to
British
Thomas.
bodybuilding first.
Yep, get them all off. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, British bodybuilding.
British bodybuilding. How long we went for, Chris?
How long?
36 minutes.
Oh, we talk about British bodybuilding now.
Should we bring on who we have as our main special guest?
So I posted the picture of British the Bulldog on my... Because we have the holding the British flag.
Yeah.
Because now it's British takeover time.
Yes.
So we have Samson Dauda today.
Yeah.
We have...
James Hollingshead.
And we have the hero of heroes, Nathan De Asha.
Nathan De Asha.
I'm excited. Did you know Nathan De Asha from the same country as me?
You've never mentioned it. It's like I've never mentioned when I met Triple H and showed him my abs. Do you want me to tell you that story? Shall I? Everyone, do you want to hear the story?
I don't think I've heard that yet, Giles.
I don't think... Has he done it on air?
Not in the last half an hour.
You haven't done it. Tell us the
Definitely
story
not.
quick.
Yes, he's done
What
it.
happened?
He's done
You
it.
were in the gym.
No, stop.
All of a sudden, Triple H and Batista came.
And Batista was a bit of a dickhead.
Yeah.
And Triple H was really nice.
And Triple H wanted to go with you home and get some of your... Oh, wait.
Yes, I was prepping for a contest.
Yeah.
I was 3 weeks out. You wanker. I was 3 weeks out. And he's thrown me a bit there, mate.
I won't go into that. Anyway, Nathan De Asha.
Oh,
Yeah.
Get the picture up, Chris, quick, please.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm getting cramped. Getting cramped in my abs. Thanks, AJ.
If I told that story, we would get taken off there.
Yeah.
We would get sued.
Yeah, sued by what is it?
WWF back in them days.
Okay.
Now it's WWE.
2005, yeah.
Who's your best guy in WWE of all time, Chris?
I said earlier on it's Macho Man.
Oh, yeah.
Macho Man.
Oh, yeah.
That's really good.
Yeah, thank
You
you.
yeah, you do, yeah.
Okay, let's look at a picture of you interviewing Nathan.
Yes. Chris.
Yes, mate.
No. Just, you don't, yeah? So that's you and Nathan. When was this?
That was, I think I just finished training arms.
Oh.
Guys, that is not the picture I sent you earlier.
No.
Chris, could you send
You said to me, enhance that formula, Chris. Enhance it.
Yeah,
You
make me look less handsome because it detracts from Nathan.
You're on that Brazilian protocol.
Yeah, from Chris Clark. Oh, different Chris Clark. Yes, sorry. I'm getting a bit hot. No, this was right after Nathan De Asha had won the 2014 British Finals. Stop that laughing. He was 99 kilos. And as you can see, he looks pretty hungry there.
He looks hungry. Look how, yeah.
Well, he was 106 kilos.
How much was he?
Before,
There he was.
99 kilos.
And now he competes at...
So that would be about 217. And now he competes at like 250. So, and he was fun, and he won that, and that was a good year. That was the year Sasan really raised his game. Sasan was second. Luke Sandow was in that show. James Hollingshead was in that show.
Speaking of Sasan, where has he been lately? I have not seen much from him.
I don't know.
Because he was really booming in 2017, remember?
AJ, I need to have a bit of a word with Sasan because he needs to. He disappears and then he pops up and then he disappears again. And I think, for the fans, for sponsors, for your own general, you've got to kind of play the game a little bit more 365 days of the year. So, I mean, I
haven't seen him forever.
Well, he was prepping for the Arnold Classic, hoping to get an invite. He didn't get the invite.
Luke got it instead and dominated and got third.
Yes.
So it was a good choice.
Yeah, and I felt like both of them kind of deserved.
Of course.
And I think he was just really, really, it nearly knocked him sideways because he didn't get the invite.
If no disrespect to Mikael, what's his name again? Mikael, the guy who did the Van Damme kick, in Arnold Classic.
Oh, yeah.
If he can do it, and Charles the Tank Dixon can do it. Well, he got it because he won the amateur, so he should do it. Mikael.
Yes, yeah, that's the rule. If
Charles,
you win the overall amateur Arnold Classic, you get invited to the professional the following year.
But Sasan definitely is the same league as Dixon.
I mean, Nathan and Sasan at the Cali Pro last year.
Stop this. Nathan's much better.
No, but it wasn't like it was a clear top two in a very, very tough contest.
Yes, it was.
They were called out together and compared, and it's like it was.
Ricardo is also English. Well, is he English even more? He's from Dubai. He's lived in Dubai now.
Ricardo originally from Portugal.
Yes.
2008, he moved to UK. Started competing 2009 as a middleweight. Moved up to light heavyweights. Won the British finals 2013. Last year,
For
he
people
moved
at home, Ricardo Correa,
yeah. He won 3 pro shows. He's won the Prague 2017. He's won 3 pro shows. What the pro shows he's won? Portugal, I think. No, he didn't win Portugal. 2017. Yeah, he's won several pro shows anyway. Chicago, sorry. He beat Charles Dixon there.
He's also a guy I would like to see more from. He's been gone also.
Yeah, he's a bugger for getting hold of. Does my head in.
He's living the good life in Dubai, so you don't need the bodybuilding media anymore.
He doesn't need us.
No?
Yeah, no, he's he actually shared, because he watches the show, he was watching the one with Derek Lunsford.
Oh.
And he shared it on his story, so thank you, Ricardo.
He's got a great personality, huh?
Yeah, but that's my point. If you've got a personality and you're a good talker, then people want to see you. He's a real fan favourite. The people queue up to see. When he's at a show, he's got
I love when he
Facebook
says, shit the bed, isn't that what he says?
Yeah, but he's one of these guys, he used to come to some of the British bodybuilding shows to watch and support, and he's got a real good vibe. People drawn to him, So I just think I did it was like a Skype thing, a Tiger Talk, I called it, for MD last year, and it was fantastic. People want to see more of people like that. They don't want to see the,
Who's like that?
Oh, all of them. No, I'm joking. No, he's no, but I'm saying my point is, people want to see Ricardo. So Ricardo, put yourself out there, do some more content, get some people, team up with some student video guys. Get some.
He's enjoying himself in Dubai, man. Treated like celeb.
Are you all right there, Chris? He's a bit of a tickle throat.
I thought we said something wrong. And he tried to...
No, I think he's trying to hurry us up because we've got so much to pack.
British bodybuilding, yeah. Where's my guy Smalls?
Smalls. He said to me he was going to decide.
Say his first name so people at home.
Alvin Smalls. Where's
he at?
2010 overall UKBFF British finals champion. He's beat Zach Khan. He's beat, the Stuart Core, Daz Ball, one of the real monster super heavyweights. This was a guy that got, in his first pro show, the British Grand Prix in 2011, he was called out with Tony Freeman, and it was, there was Alvin took a couple of poses, Freeman took some poses.
Wasn't there some beef between him and Zach Khan?
No, they've always been
friends. That wasn't
him.
him.
No, they've always been friends.
I thought it was somebody.
Well, they were competitive rivals.
That video you did when he came out of prison, Smalls, and turning back.
No, that was against another British bodybuilder called Trevor Crouch.
Oh, that was Trevor Crouch who said it. That wasn't Small.
Yeah. No, that wasn't Alvin Small.
Whatever happened to him?
He runs like a show, independent show. I think he's got a supplement firm and does a few things.
Mr. T's Olympia.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah,
is he still big?
Copyright on the old Olympia name there. Maybe
Mr. T.
Hope Robin Chang's not watching.
No, so back to Nathan De Asha.
Hang on. Back to Alvin. He said to me, because he was supposed to be doing the New York Pro, and he said to me, I messaged him good few weeks ago now, because he said, I'll decide in March and let you know, G, because that's what he called me.
G.
He calls me G-Man.
Oh, yeah.
Not G-Unit.
No. Oh, you know who that is?
Not a clue.
No, okay.
Yeah, no. So Alvin, I'd love to see him come back.
I messaged James Hollingshead and told him to wear a G-Unit singlet for this interview we're gonna have later. You know what he said?
Okay.
I'll look through my. So we might get James Hollingshead with a G-Unit tank top.
Oh, okay.
So it'll be interesting to see. And also we got Samson to wear a tank top too.
Cool.
So we're gonna see some freaky muscle later.
Yeah, I saw a video actually. Samson was doing some curls or training, and he's hungry for it now.
He's hungry.
Yeah, he's good. Samson's one of those guys like James. He gets back to you immediately. Really keen. Really promotes himself. He's always putting stuff on his Insta stories and putting out loads of good content. You can tell these are guys that are really looking to. I think because of guys like Nathan. Because of guys like Luke Sandow now, I think it's given a lot of British bodybuilders a lot of hope that, we really can.
So before we go to our two last shout-outs, we got to talk about the big show again in England. What happens the 30th?
Oh, yes. That's going to be a fantastic show. It's the first open British bodybuilding pro show since the British Grand Prix in 2012 when Branch Warren won it.
Yep.
Rowley was second. Do you remember that was when...
Amazing memory Chris Giles has. Who places where?
Johnny Jackson was third.
Yeah.
And do you remember what happened with Ronnie Raquel? Did you see that?
He tried to speak English and it all went to shit.
No, he started getting a bit... It was in the pose down. Yeah. And it was... I actually put it in my MD column.
Some elbowing.
He was a bit crazy.
Ronnie against who?
Johnny Jackson and Branch Warren.
So what? Oh!
And honestly, we were all sat in our seats.
Branch would smack him up.
Well, Branch did like that, and then you'd think that Ronnie would have stopped, but he carried on, like literally trying to cause problems. It was like, what is he doing?
So what happened?
Well, and Branch was like, okay, you did that the first time, I'll let that go. But I spoke to Branch about that afterwards, actually, and he said, it's
about to mess him up.
He came pretty close.
Branch is I'm sure he won at least 4 or 5 shows just wanting it more, as Bob Chicolo says. You know what I mean? Like presents, you know?
Tell you what, 2009 to 2011 Branch Warren, there are a few things more impressive that I've ever seen in bodybuilding. Few things.
Then what?
Than that version of
Branch
Warren.
2009
when he came second to Jay.
Yeah.
2010, I had him beating Jay, and Jay won that Olympia.
2010.
Yeah, I was at that Olympia.
You had Branch Warren beaten Jay Cutler.
Jay Cutler came first.
So you had Branch winning Miss Olympia 2010 then?
No.
Oh.
I had Jay fourth.
So then you're just...
No.
You were on something.
No, I wasn't on something.
Who did you have winning then?
I had Phil Heath.
2010? Of course.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah, but Jay fourth.
Yeah, I had Dexter and Branch ahead of Jay.
Did Dennis Wolf compete that year?
Yes, he was fifth.
Do you have him in fifth?
Yeah, he was. He hadn't quite learned the art of peaking. Yeah, he kind of improved. It took another few years on top of that, maybe around 2013, 2014, before Dennis really hit his stride. Because Dennis is one of these guys that he was like one of those guys that comes out really strong, but he fades fast. Jay's the same. Apparently, they have to eat every... Like, if they miss a meal, they look completely different. Like, some guys can just hold on to the size. They can go all day without eating. It doesn't bother them.
So you had Branch in second and Jay in fourth.
Yeah, I did.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well...
I was probably just scuppered any chance of getting Jay on them. Okay.
Some last shout-outs?
Yep. Give me shout-outs, please.
You got 2 people we got to give some shout-outs to. We got first, because we got a lot of...
That was good.
Yeah.
That's good. Click.
Hella Trevino.
Yeah, big girl.
Huge girl.
Oh, God, that's a shot.
I've taken upon myself to get some open-sized female bodybuilders on our show in the future.
Yeah, you've been pushing for this, and I think we should definitely.
Yeah, so we're going to ask Hella Trevino to come on.
Yeah. You think you did a wrap-up with her in Romania,
Yeah.
What's she like?
You guys will see. Yeah. So she's from Denmark, moved to America.
Okay.
She competed in the open class in the Rising Phoenix, what's it called? The Rising Phoenix.
When was the last time she competed?
Last year. And she will be guest posting in Iraq. With Jeff, my main man, Beckham.
Okay, cool.
So it's going to be cool to see how the Iraqi fans will treat bikini-sized, super-sized female.
Yeah.
Not bikini-sized.
When you say
bikini-wearing,
super-sized
female.
When you say guest posing, are they guest posing on stage together? Because he's a very arty poser, isn't he?
It's Rowley Winkler. Jeff, go to her Instagram quick, and you can see it's on her first there. On her first.
Look at that with Arnold there. That's cool.
So this is from.
That's a good shot.
For the first time in my life, I'll be going to Middle East, and I'm super stoked. Who is it?
Wow.
It's Jeff Beckham, Helle Trevino, and Rowley Winkler.
Oh, fantastic.
Guest posting in, where is it? Which country is it?
That's a really good...
I don't know.
That's a really good choice.
Well, it's Iraq, but which town?
That's a really good choice of guest posers, isn't it?
You know, I've been to prison in Iraq. I told you about that story in episode 1. So, wow.
Go back and watch episode 1 if you want to hear the full story.
I got caught in Iraq as a 17-year-old. But anyway, Helle Trevino, great athlete, and we excited to talk to her. And we, guys at home, DM us and tell us if you want some big girls on our show.
Yeah.
And our last shout out is to...
who was it?
It's my man, Joe Thomas.
I saw him at the Arnold.
Oh, that's my guy. He's got a new supplement line. I got to give them a shout out from him. It's called Leigh. It's called... just check that one time. It's on his first... He's first...
always remained popular, that guy.
Oh, I love Joe Thomas, man.
Never turned pro, did he?
Yes. Hey, come on. Go all the way up, Chris.
Sorry.
All the way up. All the way there up. She's just open all the way up. I just want to see the name so we get it right. Legend Performance. He started his own supplement line.
Okay.
Yeah, so he's creating. And Joe Thomas is one of my role models back in the day. Because I always thought I looked a little bit like him when I was younger. Look at his face. Take out a beard. Look at him with the beard there.
I don't see it.
No? Not at all, Chris? No? Anyway, JT, my guy, he competed for 12 or 13 years. When back and it was, it's not easy to be a pro. I know why people say it's so easy because it's not. But it was harder before to turn pro.
Yes.
So he competed for 14 years in the, you know how the American scene was back in the day.
That was like Bob Chick. It took him like 10 years.
Yeah,
didn't it? 1990 to 2000 it took him.
And he turned pro in 2017.
Wow.
Finally. So big shout out to Joe Thomas, JT.
Yeah, I know you got a lot of love for Joe. I've heard you talk about him before.
I love Joe Thomas.
So okay, should we wrap it up then, or
British bodybuilding?
Oh, I've got a viewer question.
Oh,
yeah, from a French viewer.
Can you say something in French?
No.
No, that
Ça
was
va?
okay. Yeah, oui.
Je m'appelle la bicyclette.
That means
And a bike.
J'habite jambon sandwich.
I have no idea, but I like French football. They're dominating.
That means I live in a ham sandwich.
Okay. Well, how did you
my
learn
name
that?
is Bicycle.
Oh, okay.
I'm very, very cultured.
Yeah.
Very cultured. Yes, it's from Giles _Tiger.
Nice name.
All right, Chris. Yeah, he said, who would win in a fight? Backstreet Boys or Five Finger Death Punch?
You didn't say that. You made it up right now. You got. Is that true or what?
It's true.
It's true.
Look,
came in
AJ, I'd never lie to you, mate.
Obviously, everybody knows the Backstreet Boys.
Oh!
And Rosie told me, she texted me, she sent me a Justin Bieber clip on Instagram and said, I'm so happy Giles has finished awful Satan music. And now he's singing Bieber on tape. Last episode, Giles, you sang Baby Baby.
I didn't. You imagine that.
Well, go back and everybody see it.
Oh, also, talking of Rosie, my partner, Rosie Roscoe Hart, she's been in your bedroom this week. She's been in your bedroom. She's been she decided because AJ basically when he comes over because AJ flies over from Norway every 2 weeks and we film our episodes
First class
balling, you know, in his
it's shit.
It's private jet.
You can't even fit the seat. It's not first class.
Yeah, but
and I don't eat breakfast because I don't want to go to the toilet.
Okay.
In that air because it's too small.
Oh, I can't get in some of those.
So I don't
planes.
eat breakfast, so you don't have to go to the toilet on the plane.
Okay. And she decided because basically, I know obviously AJ stays at our house, mine and Rosie's house, and the cats sleep on his case and go all over his clothes. And it really annoys him. Fat orange cat.
Oh, that cat, man! It can't even talk. It can't hear.
He's deaf. Yeah, he's a bit special. My
his leg is.
Yeah, he's got his what's it called? CH. It's they get it from their parent, but he's their mum when they're born, whatever.
So Rosie went to my bedroom and
and she's I think she wanted to like spruce it up so it was a bit more welcoming you because basically that
so we have a Bieber poster there now.
We don't
a Tony Freeman poster.
We don't even call it the back bedroom. We call it AJ's room now.
Then I need a picture of Tony Freeman over the wall. So.
On the ceiling.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. I think she's gone for a Jamaican theme.
Or maybe some Nathan De Asha posters there.
But it's definitely the way I described it was it's like Magnum PI's shirt.
Ooh.
So I'm not going to spoil surprise. Maybe we'll get a picture in the next episode, and you can show everyone AJ's bedroom. But I think you're gonna like it, mate.
What you gonna do when British bodybuilding goes ham on you? That's what I want to say. British bodybuilding episode. I'm pumped.
Yep, fantastic. Yeah, and we got 3 amazing guests. So and obviously it's just really exciting, especially with the announcement that Nathan gave us.
Ooh.
Are we gonna say?
No, that's late.
Okay.
He hasn't been on yet, has he?
Okay, well.
The announcement he gave you on before he. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Should we say it?
Yeah, he's doing the British Grand Prix.
No, we can't say it.
You can say it.
No, because he's coming later, so they want to hear him.
No, you can say it. Sorry.
Okay.
You're gonna say it.
No,
you can say
can't
it.
spoil the show.
No.
Cut this out.
No.
Cut it out.
Leave it in.
Okay, that's
Come on,
it.
you put it on Instagram anyway. You put it on Instagram yesterday, AJ. So that you kind of spoilt the surprise, mate. Okay, well, we'll be right back after the commercial break with our special guest, Nathan De Asha. Stay tuned, and we will be...
And where can we watch us, by the way? It's been a while since I asked those questions.
YouTube.
Pandora.
iTunes.
Spotify.
Play FM. Not Spotify.
iTunes.
Play FM. Pandora.
And the way we all was youtube.com. That's where I
go to YouTube because you get to see our handsome faces and see all our gestures and hand signals. And
Yeah. Okay.
Check it out, and we will be back right after this break. And welcome back to MD Global Muscle Radio here at the Pump Media Studios, joined by my co-host AJ, and we are joined by Nathan De Asha.
Thank you, John.
I'll keep it longer.
Yeah, keep it going. Come on. bit of a British special, this one, mate.
Yeah, the scene. James then just tagged me in it. There's a few guys on it, so it's good.
Yeah. So how are you doing? Because, little's been heard of you really since the Olympia. I've been catching up on your social media. I've noticed you've been doing some like ridiculously heavy front squats. Do you want to tell us how everything's been going?
Everything's been going good, Basically, just been setting up life after bodybuilding. The career and the lifespan of bodybuilding is not too long. So, right now, setting up life after it. I have a goal and an age. I know that bodybuilding's going to be over for me. So, right now, setting up life after that. I've just opened several new businesses. So that's been my main aspect right now, my family. But I'm still training, people think I'm slacking off, but let them think that until show day, innit?
Do you want to tell us about those businesses?
Yeah, I've got my Property Performance Centre gym. I've got that open. That's doing well now with members. Just got a building company going at the same time.
Oh, wow.
So, I'm looking to go more into like development, buy land, build houses and stuff like that. So just trying to progress in life rather than bodybuilding at the same time.
That's very smart. Very smart. Now, I think because you left Q8, was it the back end of 2017, wasn't it?
2018. It was March 2018.
Yeah, and then there was rumours. I think it might have been you that told me this. Maybe you were thinking of looking. Was it Nashville you were looking at moving to? Was it?
Looking into Nashville. Still at the moment, still looking to buy a house in the US.
Oh wow! Okay.
Just to get out there more often, be more known. But at the same time, like I said, just trying to build up a career out here firstly for myself and the family.
So you're looking to like split the time between here and America and kind of go back and forth.
Yeah, once the gym's a lot more established, people are traveling from far and wide to see me at the gym. So if I'm not at the gym, it's kind of a letdown. So I'd rather be there right now so everyone can come and see me. And then, obviously, come certain times of the year, he's not there, but the gym's still doing well.
Yeah, the gym looks fantastic. It's about 6 months it's been open now?
4, man. 4.
Four. Okay. 4. Wow, it's growing quick. Tell us about that.
Nice. Basically, I see a lot of bodybuilders. They're all going to supplement line into within the fitness industry, and to be honest, to compete with these guys at this level, you need millions, you know. And I know I'd never achieve that to get a line up and going. So, you know, I wanted to be home with the family more often. So I decided to open my own gym and basically put all the machines that I wanted and what I believe are the best in the world in that one facility. That way, then I didn't have to travel the world to Kuwait, to America, just to train. I'd have one of the best facilities on my doorstep. And, you know, I could train for the Olympia there. And, you know, what better way, hopefully one day, to get a Sandown put in there.
Yeah. So what's the brand of equipment you've got? Because there's a lot of different companies. Sorry, go on.
Yeah, basically, I chose what I believe to be the best. You know, there's a lot of companies around arguing they're the best, but I've been on a lot of the machines, and they're just cheap, just cheap knockoffs, to be honest. No disrespect to them. So I've used Arsenal Strength, I used Hammer Strength, Panatta. We get another 10 more pieces of Panatta arriving tomorrow.
Oh, Panatta's still going. Panatta's still going.
Yeah, Panatta's still going, man.
I've been to the actual offices, the factory in the hills of Italy. I went with John Citrone about 15-20 years ago.
I go there in 3 weeks. Panatta now backing me. I'm back in the gym, so you know I'm happy for that.
Oh,
and things are going well. So these machines, you know, they have them in oxygen. And if they're good enough for basically they're good enough for myself, so I'm happy with them, you know.
Yeah, fantastic. Do you want to ask the question?
I'm just happy because Nathan is from. I met him last year at the. I'm not sure what.
Two Bros Pro, the London Pro.
Nathan is from Jamaica. I'm from Jamaica. Yeah. I'm very happy about this.
He's from Liverpool, mate.
No, he's from Jamaica and the Philippines.
The Philippines, yeah.
I went to a Catholic school in Norway with only Filipino people.
Okay.
So this is like real. And Nathan De Asha is probably my favorite of the all currency in bodybuilders today.
Thank you, brother.
And that was before I knew you were Jamaican and from the Philippines. So it even got me more excited. I'm so happy that you moved on to the entrepreneur, that you started building your gyms while you're competing, that you're not doing this after you're finished. And you look huge also. So it seems to be you got time for both. How did you focus on this, creating your gyms and your business? Is it something you always had a business mind, or something the last years like mentoring you to help you, or how has this become?
I've always had a business mind, you know. I've always wanted to do better for myself and for my family, you know, from where I've come from. I always want to do better. So, you know, being out in Kuwait, I seen what can be achieved, you know, and I see a lot of bodybuilders now who are in the golden age, who are broke. They're fucking broke, man. It's embarrassing.
It's sad to see, isn't it? Sad to see.
They don't have a pot to piss in, you know. And these guys are legends.
Yeah.
I don't want to be that. I don't want to be that person. When I turn pro, you know, I told my partner, to my family, I know the age I'm retiring at. Whether that year I turn Mr. Olympia, I'm done. You know, that's me. I know my age, and I'm done. I'll walk away at that age, no matter what that is. So, you know, I want to set up in life while my name and my brand is still popular and still going. That's how you need to do. You know, I believe in basically biting the bullet. You know, and just while you're hot, take advantage of that situation. And because once you're finished, these sponsors, they won't pay you. No one will look after you. You're back to doing square one and doing a 9 to 5 or something. So, you know, you need to take initiative and make something of yourself.
Yeah, he's doing that. That's for sure. And, and also, when people, I said we have Nathan on this show, a lot of people were really happy about it, and they miss they miss you calling out people. You don't have to call anybody out now, but they really miss when Nathan tells it, like, calls people out. People like the intensity. You know, is there somebody you want to call out?
Bro, you know, I think it's an English way of life. It's just a bit of banter, but a lot of these guys, they get butts here, you know. They're basically big as fuck, but they're like kids on the inside, you know. They're all moaning, inboxing you, bro. Why are you saying this? It's just a bit of fun.
Yeah.
End of the day, you know. If I meant it, I'd say it in like a nasty, aggressive way, but it's a bit of fun. And I've seen now that a lot of guys basically are tied into it. They're all biting into it. And I think, since I done it last year, basically it's kind of spread and people are latching onto that. And I think it brings more fun, and a bit more atmosphere to the show because, okay, we all love bodybuilding, but sitting there watching the same physiques, it's like, yeah, seen this last year, but if you're calling somebody out and then the judges, even if you guys are third and fourth or fifth and sixth, but you guys are going head to head at it, the crowd's going to be there and they're going to want it more and more, So I think it's funny. And if you can call someone out and you can fuck their ass up, then call them out.
thing is, Nathan.
And he's calling. By the way, I saw Nathan call AJ on Instagram out.
Oh yeah, different AJ.
No, not me. The boxer AJ. Yeah.
I was like, Nathan, don't go starting fights with boxers, mate.
And I wrote back, Nathan can do anything. He's from the streets. I don't care if he can box or not.
That was brilliant. No. Actually, going back to you're saying about saying stuff. It's like sometimes the pros can't win because if you don't say enough, they go, "Oh, he's boring, he's bland." But if you do actually say something, they're going, "Oh, he's." It's like it must be difficult to kind of know, because you're trying to get your name out there, you're trying to promote yourself, you're trying to cause a bit of excitement, a bit of, when we had Derek Lunsford on the on the other last week. And he was saying, I tried things, and in some ways they did backfire, but at the same time, we're still trying to generate some, some kind of hype and interest, and it's because sometimes he's, at the press conferences, it can be. I mean, sometimes.
Boring as shit, bro. The press conference can be boring as shit.
I was just about to say boring as shit.
My suggestion, I spoke to people about it last year. These guys want to talk all humble. Oh, I'm glad to be here. Fuck that, I've worked my ass off to be here. I'm not glad to be here. I deserve to be here at the end of the day. No thanks. Oh, thank you everyone for coming. We appreciate it. I've heard that since 1995. I don't want to keep hearing it every single day. And a lot of these guys are sitting there in the tracksuits curled up and not saying nothing. If it was me and I had a choice, I'd put all their fucking asses in a vest and a t-shirt, and let everyone see what's going on. Because at the end of the day, when I was at the press conference, everyone wants to see arms, chest, so put their asses in a vest and let's see what's going on. Because you can always judge from that thick skin on what's going on, you know what I mean?
Guys, this is just to both of you now. Do you miss those days when Ronnie would get and take his top off and Branch Warren would be taking his top off and Gunter would be up and Jay Cutler would be stood on the tables? And
I miss him, man. Everyone thinks like, oh, I'm not going to do it. Listen, if you're not in shape on Thursday, your ass ain't in shape on Friday. That is it. You know what I mean? So take it off. If they call my ass and say get it off, I'll drop my pants and take the top off. I know when I'm ready. So if people are saying, oh no, we'll just wait till tomorrow, why? Let's just get it on now. Do you know what I mean?
This Mr. Olympia, that was just. I feel you got overlooked. I didn't see you get any.
Yo, listen. You said it.
He wasn't getting called out enough. There was other guys getting called out over and over, and I was thinking, why have they not called Nathan out?
Horrible. But what's the game? Are you doing this Olympia? Aren't you the 19?
Yeah, but if I qualify, I've got to qualify first.
Which show are you doing, by the way? Which show are you?
Tampa,
Toronto, and the British.
Oh wow!
Are you doing the British now?
Big news.
Yeah, man.
Big news,
bro.
guys. That is big.
Yeah,
Sorry,
man.
Nathan. That is big news, mate. Thanks for
This is fantastic.
Started dieting 2 weeks ago. Right now we're sitting at 287 pounds.
And that's a proper 287 pounds. Not some of the other guys say that they are 280 and they're not.
287 now.
Jesus.
I normally do an 8-9 week diet.
Is that all you do?
Yeah, 9 week diet. 8-9 week diet. Matt wants to try
Jamaican
something
genetics.
different. So that black gene, bro.
Jamaican genetics. I want some.
So you're doing it. Wow, it's gonna.
Man.
Yeah, fantastic.
I'm doing it.
Yeah, we're a bit speechless now because we didn't prepare for this.
So you're gonna be. Yeah. But this Mr. Olympia was a little bit disappointing. Did you get any feedback from the judges why you didn't get any call outs or?
To be honest, this year is disheartening because I knew I was the best. I was the best Nathan De Asha. I was way better than 2017.
Yeah.
I know I was bigger. My legs were better. My back was better. And I couldn't have been much harder. You know, no disrespect to the other guys. I believe Sean, Phil, myself were the top 3 condition guys there. Getting overlooked, you know, it is what it is. It's in the judge's hands. But, you know, everyone who come up to me said what you guys said, you got overlooked. And at the end of the day, if you guys are saying that to me, that's all that matters. You know, that's all. You know, people can judge me on the day, but if you guys were paying for the seats are saying that, then that's more than I deserve. You know, and I believe in my heart of hearts, I should have got 5th or 4th. That no disrespect to the guys who placed there, but you know, the guys who got 5th, it was not as good as last year. He didn't bring nothing better up. I got asked to bring things up. I bought them up. So you know, you can only do what you're asked to do. You know, and I believe I've done that.
You weren't getting called out. That's what it was. Because I remember at the 2017 All Europe, and I think you were called out like 4 times in a row. They just kept bringing you out. They actually just left you there and moving everyone else around you. But at the Olympia, you kind of I remember just stood there and I was like kind of looking around at Ron and Steve, and I was going, why aren't they calling Nathan? I don't understand why they weren't calling you out. It's like you weren't getting a chance to be compared
next to them.
You weren't next to him. I didn't understand that because you'd done because the year before. But in 2017, you were 7th. I had you swapping with Sean. I actually had I've gone on a record. You can watch the wrap-ups and on the play-by-play on MD. I actually had you swapped with Sean Roden. Sean Roden took 5th. You took 7th. I actually had it the other way around. Yeah,
you know, it was disheartening, man, because you know Matt and myself put everything into that one, you know, and. To be honest, I've been in bodybuilding a while, and that's the only actual show I've ever suffered in my life, you know. And
oh, really?
I actually suffered, you know, done things I didn't do for that. I've never done for that show. You know, I was down and out, and you can see the pictures on the hotel, you know. You know, obviously I know my tank got fucked up, which looked a bit muddy, which that I can't do nothing. I can't do nothing regarding that.
Yours and Phil Heath, yours and Phil Heath's tans were terrible.
That was shit, you know. It was shit, and that's the bottom line. But you know, I've got no say over that. I can just say put it on, and you know, it's people backstage professional.
But Giles, one thing,
it's the same.
Okay, go.
Nathan hasn't been bodybuilding for that long. How many years have you been a pro? 3?
2014.
3 years, yeah. 4 years.
Giles, what did you think the first time you saw Nathan De Asha?
What, first time
on
ever?
stage? Yeah.
Well, he was a junior in 2007.
Okay.
So I'm going right back. How far do you want to go back?
When he turned pro,
2014.
Yeah,
because I interviewed him backstage.
What did you think?
Do you remember he weighed 99? Do you remember when I saw you in the audience before you went on stage and I said, your head looked tiny? And I was like, whoa, where's Nathan? You went, because the week before you were 106 kilos.
Yeah.
And obviously going to be a super heavyweight. And I said to you, were sat next to James Hollingshead. And I said to you, what did you weigh? And he goes, I'm a heavyweight. And I laughed. And I said, no, you're bullshitting. And he went, no, I'm weighed in 99 kilos. I've lost 7 kilos in a week. Yeah, and he absolutely, that was a good class that year. That was when Sasan brought his A game. Sasan looked fantastic. But Nathan...
much better than...
Yeah, in fact, should we talk about when I saw you backstage?
Yeah.
This was the 2014 Ricardo Correa, the previous year's winner, the 212 pro. He was helping Nathan pump up, and Nathan was kind of like the last to get kind of undressed, and all the other guys were there. Sasan was looking really full of confidence, and everybody else was getting ready. And all of a sudden, Ricardo takes Nathan's top off, peels it off, and you just saw like 10 people just literally deflate. They were like, I remember just looking over Sasan, and he went, Oh shit! And I remember because you went crazy in your posing routine. It was such a convincing win when the British finals. It was stacked, wasn't it, Nathan? It was such a good year, that 2014.
You know, like if you can look back now, man, all the guys, the top pros. You know, everyone's Sasan, Luke Sando, James Hollingshead. You know, everyone knows. You know, in my eyes, it's top 20 pro. You know, top 10 pro. So. It was, you know, Britain was doing good back then, but we're just getting better now.
Yeah. So, and I was actually there at your pro debut at the 2016 Body Power Pro when you came out with your then training partner, Rowley Winkler. And that was the best version of Rowley we'd ever seen, and it was close.
Yeah. You know, I believe I beat Rowley that day. He knows I beat Rowley that day. But it's just pissed me off because I still haven't beat his ass.
Well, there's still time.
Best, you know, I seen Luke beat him last week. I was like, you motherfucker. You know, I was like, I still haven't beat him.
Yeah, were you surprised by Luke coming in third this Arnold Classic? Was that a surprise to you? Do you think he...
No, bro.
I think it was a surprise to Luke.
I think it was a surprise to Luke, but a lot of the guys, you know, no disrespect to Luke and other guys, a lot of them weren't even on. It was like, you know, Luke could have easily snuck in second in my eyes. You know, that's what I believe. But a lot of the guys just were not on. You know, it was like, what the fuck's going on? Yeah. And my missus even said to me, "Why the fuck didn't you do that show?" You know, it's like, she's like, you could have won that.
There, but
I was like, I just didn't think. I have no interest in doing it on a classic. I was like, you should have just done it. But you know, it was good. You know, I think that was the best Luke's ever looked. I think he looked better at the Ohio than he did at Australia.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know, and I believe he was a lot fuller out of Ohio. So
he was popping.
You know,
he was really popping.
Well.
He was really popping in Columbus, and he was still as I think the travel and everything else. He was in good nick in Australia, but he wasn't quite popping. He wasn't really exploding. You know?
Yeah. It was good. It was good though for the big sky to get top 3. You know, and that's the main thing. Everyone's just flying the flag high.
Yeah. So you're saying about like only prepping for 8 weeks. Now the rumor is that Rowley only took 8 weeks from getting back from Curacao to Q8. Do you think, in hindsight, that 8 weeks wasn't enough for him?
I believe. I don't know, man. Like Rowley's diet's messed up. I don't know what. Sometimes it comes up and sometimes it doesn't. I know last year for the Olympia, he only done a 9-week diet. And that was, and you know, he got third. I know for a fact he done 9 weeks.
9 weeks.
So, and that was probably the best Rowley you'd ever seen. But you know, he was probably in a lot better shape off season. Yeah. You know, because he was in Q8 a lot of the time last year.
Right. Because he went from Curacao, didn't he, to literally landing in Q8 8 weeks before the Arnold, and he probably just didn't leave himself enough time.
Yeah, you know, and he probably been out eating and doing whatever Rollie can do, you know, because he can eat. So he's probably, you know, he took it serious, but he's for, you know, took me 9 weeks for the Olympia. Yeah. He looked amazing. He probably thought I can pull it off in 8. That's what he's probably for, you know. And then, but he even had a show, you know. He came 2 weeks later, last weekend at Australia, and he wasn't the best Rollie, but he looked a lot better, you know.
So, yeah. Do you think he needs to shut it down now for the Olympia?
Yeah, he is doing, you know. I messaged him. I said to him, bro, you're tired, man. Like, you're tired. It's just, there's nothing. He knows he's tired. He knows he needs to go home, relax, take some family time, and then come back for the Olympia, because you can't afford to keep pushing the body to the limits over and over and over again. Yeah. That's why, you know, a lot of the guys who do shows, who do a early show in like March, April, they can have a peak for that Olympia. It's just, you know, the bigger you get, it gets a little bit harder to keep peaking and peaking and peaking. That's why you see more of the shows in, like, you know, June, July, August are stacked, because you can pull it off then, because, you know, you can do your 12, 14, 16-week diet, whatever you need to do, and then you can take 2 or 3 weeks off, you know, get that big fucking full rebound you need to get, full water, and then you can just cut it down slowly, knowing that you're still in condition, everything there is just water anyway. So that's what a lot of the guys do.
Yeah. Do you remember when we spoke? I interviewed you at the San Marino. You were on the was it the supplement stand you were with at the time, and you were talking about how you like to bring different looks for different shows. And when you said that, I was like, is that really possible? But when you actually look at, say, how you looked at the New York Pro last year to then the Cali Pro, it's almost like you look like two different physiques.
The New York Pros. It was such a good build-up to New York Pro. He dissed everybody, remember? And he came in, it was just game over. Oh, New York Pro was fantastic. Well, it was an epic event, wasn't it? You like winning New York Pro, don't you?
Yeah, man. New York Pro was probably the best show ever won, you know? Because all legends have won that show. Yeah. You know, it's probably the hardest show to win. Because, you know, let's just disregard the Arnold, because that's like a different type of caliber of show. The New York shows, is the, you know, that's the creme de la creme of any show to win, and to win that against all these New York guys, you know. And let's be honest, they were all teaming up with each other, you know, training together and posing together, and like, we're coming for you. You know, I wasn't arrogant. I was like I said before, you know, I knew I can beat your ass, you know. So I just waited, and I just kept on coming, because I knew like Juan Morel, he gets in shape, but he's shallow, if that makes sense. He's not.
Yeah.
Even though he looks thick in the shoulders, he's not. He's narrow, And I'm not the thickest person, but I'm not as narrow as Juan, when he does that side on pose because his legs are thinner, that you like them. You have to like play to his weaknesses, And same with like other guys who have shit midsections. You always see me rubbing my midsection, breathing in because it's small. You need to highlight your strengths and their weaknesses, and that's what, like I said, that's why I bring different looks, different shows. I knew to be at New York, they like a bigger person. That's what they like, And so you have to be a lot bigger. Bring condition obviously, but you have to be bigger. And at the Cali, they like more a streamlined look. So you have to basically cater for what they want, and the Olympia is just all out, big as full, and as conditioned as you can get. But you've got to know your competitors and where you stand in that lineup.
Very tactical, isn't it? So what's your favourite? Because like even when you did the Arnold Europe 2017, the Olympia, it's like I said, you've brought it was like almost like a different physique to every single show. What's your personal favourite look? Do you like the big, full, round New York Pro look, or do you like the more streamlined?
I think it was down to myself. The look I like is New York. I was big as fuck.
Big as hell.
Big as fuck for New York. But I was only 5.5 or 6 pounds lighter for California the week after.
Totally different look.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But I like the New York look because it was big. But then again, I loved last year's Olympia look. I was big. I was harder than I was at Cali for the Olympia, and it was probably just a little bit smaller than what I was for the New York Pro. Saturday night, I was probably as big as it was at New York, but that's what I said. Apparently, I lost the points from that. I'm going to disagree. 5th or 6th to 8th.
I'm going to disagree with you there, Nathan, because I think at the Olympia, I really preferred the look you brought on day one at the pre-judging. I think it was a much fuller look. I thought you faded quite a lot on the second day. I felt you came in quite flatter. What was that? What happened? Was that water mistiming?
No, I got told
because I felt like you looked so much better at the pre-judging, but that's when you weren't getting called out. So that it's like you didn't. Yeah. When you were at your best, you weren't getting the proper look. But so
that's what it is, man. It's like you need that Friday call out.
Yeah.
People say a lot can change on a Saturday. Let's be honest, man. It's done and dusted on a Friday. It's done and dusted. It's called a Saturday show for a reason. It's a show, But obviously it was like it was close between Sean and Phil, so they will judge that. But for the other guys, it's done and dusted on the Friday. I don't know. Michael Locker said to me, Nathan, you're not on the Friday. You're not popping as much as what you normally are. And then I got told to fill up a little bit more. Eat a little bit different food for on the Friday night. So I'd done that, didn't stick to my normal routine. But then again, I was disheartened on the Friday.
Yeah.
I was like, fuck it, I
can understand that.
I was like, fuck it, what's the point? I wanted to. I believe my heart of hearts I was top 5, and you can look on you'll see yourself on everyone's messaging me regarding it. You see on the video. When the first 6 come out, my face is like, what the fuck's just gone on? Do you know what I mean? I'm looking at Brandon and I'm like, what's the difference? You know what I mean? I'm harder, I've got bigger legs. Okay, he's got a bigger back than me, but what's going I was just to my disbelief. And then, yourself, man, when you get disheartened and you believe in your heart of hearts, you don't get where you think, you just think, fuck it. And then I think that the deflation within yourself and your body, can affect the whole body, and maybe that was part being to it. And then on Saturday night I just took it on the chin and thought it is what it is.
Mm-hmm. Are you looking to go back and win the Prague this year? Because you came second last year.
Second? You believe that? Fuck that.
Rowley did look good. He was Rowley. That was.
Listen, ask Jay Cutler what I got there. Even Jay and Sean said I won that show. That was I believe I beat Rowley. Rowley knows I beat Rowley because we were standing at the Prague booth and Rowley's going, Rowley, you're the champion. Rowley saying, no, man, Nathan's the champion.
Oh, really? You
Nathan's
said
the
that?
champion. Yeah, bro, Nathan's the champion. And I was like, I'm sitting there, I was like, yeah, I've won this motherfucker. No more qualification for next year.
Yeah.
and then obviously, Rowley broke his foot anyway. And then
How did he break his foot?
fell off the stage.
Oh, he broke his foot
Did you know?
at the show. I didn't know that.
Yeah, did you know that?
No.
On the after the pre-judging, just after we just got off, the step was quite high and he slipped on the oil and broke his foot. Yeah.
Oh, no. I do remember seeing a picture of him with a cast a few days after. I didn't realise he'd done it on the day at the start of the show.
Yeah, he broke his foot.
One question. Did you agree with the Phil Heath, Sean Roldan at the Mr. Olympia? Who would you have winning?
In hindsight, for me, I'm happy Sean won it. I'm happy because, no disrespect to Sean, but everyone in that top 8 has beat Sean Roldan. Everyone. Giles, you was there when I beat him 2017 at the Arnold. I should have beat him. Even last year, 2018. Last year should have beat him as well, But everyone's beat him, but no one's beat Phil. So in hindsight, everyone's happy that Phil's out of it, Now that Phil's out of it, who's the closest physiques you have to Sean Roldan? Myself, Brandon. So you have to now, you have to compare.
That's a good point.
You have to compare those physiques with the present Mr. Olympia because you can't compare Sean Roldan with a big Ramy or a Rowley because you don't have the same look. It's totally different. You can't compare a mass monster with an aesthetically pleasing guy. But myself, who do I like better? I think Phil was a better bodybuilder, but I'm over the moon that Sean won it.
Yeah.
So I think it's.
Sorry, but you've actually just reminded me that Ramy beat you at the Olympia last year.
I'm surprised.
I didn't see that. I didn't see that one.
Yeah?
No, he should have definitely beat Ramy the way he looked.
So
I'm not dissing Ramy, but no. Yeah,
even
Giles is not a Ramy fan, huh?
I'm probably gonna get death threats now.
No, so Sean Roldan hasn't. So Sean Roldan is from Jamaica, So he hasn't.
Yeah.
You haven't bonded over that at all. Has he? Do you have any relationship with Sean Roldan at all? Do you
a little bit, but he couldn't even disrespect to Sean when he was in the UK there a few weeks back. He couldn't even come and say hi, which is a bit a bit dark on his behalf. And he's the current Mr. Olympia, and he can't come and say hello to a fellow athlete when you're 30 seconds away from the gym. Bit disrespectful in my eyes. So mine and Sean's relationship is what it is,
Oh, yeah. He was in Liverpool, was he?
Yeah, bro, he's in Liverpool.
Oh, okay.
It's like if I come to your town, I'm come and say hi. It's just a unwritten code, so a bit of respect. But he's apparently the new Mr. Olympia, and he's saying he was dashing Phil for what Phil does where's Sean? What does Sean do? Oh yeah, Mr. Olympia, don't do this. What does Sean do besides repost the picture what people posted him? That's it. We need the Mr. Olympia who's going to be outspoken, talkative, down with what people are doing. And Sean's just Sean. He's like he keeps himself to himself. Is that what you want in the Mr. Olympia?
There's been a lot of criticism to Sean about how he's been kind of not back training and he's looking a bit small in the off season now. And
the point Nathan is saying is that Sean Roldan, when Phil Heath was the champion, Phil Heath, although people didn't. The fans, I like Phil. Some fans didn't. What was Phil Heath doing? Phil Heath was traveling to the Bahamas. He's traveling to the military office. Phil Heath's doing a lot of things. Sean Roldan said, "Phil ain't doing nothing.
Yeah,
I'm going to show you how Mr. Olympia is." And since he's become Mr. Olympia,
nothing. But come June, he'll change his attitude. Oh, hey, Mr. Olympia, Sean Roldan. But I believe his title was one like Dexter's, a year or 2 years. That's what I believe. I don't believe he can stay around for that long. He's not an older guy, but. A lot of guys like myself and other young guys are catching. They're coming up. They want it. They're hungry. So I believe it's he can take it for one more year, possibly. If a lot of the guys are off, but if Sean comes off, man, you can beat his ass. If Phil comes off, it was hard to beat Phil when Phil was off. But if Sean's not 100%, Sean can be beaten. Because let's be honest, man. 2018 wasn't the best Sean Roldan. It wasn't the best show. No.
Oh, really?
2015. I reckon it was. 15. Was it 15 when he should have been Phil?
Yes, yeah. 2015, yeah.
That's the best show. That's the best show in Roden.
Oh, really?
That should be Phil, but I don't reckon last year was the best show in Roden. I don't. You know,
interesting.
you can ask a lot of guys. I don't believe it. You know, I believe he was a lot. Look at his, look at his midsection in 15. You know, he was big in the clavicles. You know, with shoulders around it. I think one guy shared a picture on Instagram a few days back, and you could see the difference.
Right.
And I think he was a lot better in 15 than he was. But you know,
I think he was more conditioned at the Olympia last year. I think there was more detail and kind of muscle maturity. Yeah. But like you say, when he got third in 2012, you know, at the front of a bicep, there was a lot more fullness, but then the detail. But I
wasn't there, yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't quite there. The finer sort of refinements wasn't there, you know, back then.
Let's say you win this show in England now, or Toronto. What's your game plan to beat Sean Roden or Brandon? We're predicting Brandon Curry and Sean Roden in the first call out.
I tell you what, why don't we ask Nathan who he thinks will be in the first call out of the Olympia this year?
And what's your game plan to beat Sean Roden this Olympia? What do you need to improve to beat Sean Roden?
To beat Sean, I just need to be able to flex my hamstring, bro. It's like I just can't get that mind connection. My hamstring, everyone goes, your hamstring's weak. I just physically can't connect it.
Oh, really?
Because I've damaged it many times. I just can't connect it. But my back, you know, is a lot more detailed than Sean's. You can see, you know, back to a bicep, a lot more detailed. You know, a bit more. I've got more width. You can't beat Sean on a leg shot. Let's be honest. He's got lovely legs. You know, he's got probably one of the nicest set of legs you've ever seen on a pro bodybuilder. But you know, that's it. He's got a pair of legs. And what a midsection. Come to midsection, you know, I've probably got the three smallest waist on stage.
Yeah.
So all I've got to do is bring my condition and bring my improvements, because I can improve to a lot more than what Sean can improve. And you know, people believe last year was the best Sean Roden, and this, you know, I'm not even at the best Nathan De Asha as what I can be. So I believe this year's call out, you know, would be, even if you're going off representation of Mr. Olympia, would go something like Sean, Brandon, myself, Banach, and then a Rowley. You know, and then that way, then you take Rowley out, because Rowley's too big for us guys. You know what I mean? He's physically too big for that call out. But then if you used to put a call out with Sean Roden, Rami, Rowley, Banach, then you're going to have to put Rami second, Rowley third, Banach fourth, because you can only judge what's in front of you. That's why if you keep moving the guys around more often, you can get a lot more representation of what you can see. Do you know what I mean? Because one guy can't beat Banach, but then he could beat Banach, and the guy could. If you just keep changing around every 2 or 3 poses, I definitely get a better view. You know, and it makes it more. It's like Steve worked them well at Australia last week, and if you work them like that, you know, you see people fading quick, see people improving, and you guys can judge it for yourselves. You know, and everyone gets next to everyone. Even Luke was in the middle at one point, and everyone was excited about that, and that's what people want to see.
See, the thing with you, Nathan, is I think you always look your best when you first come out on stage. So if you're not in that first call out, it's like with Victor Martinez at the Arnold. He always looks his best when he first comes out, and then he fade. Whereas some guys kind of get better as they go along. So if you're not in that absolute first call out, you don't get to see the best version of Nathan. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, So I mean, you're 33 now?
33 in a few months in June. Yeah.
So he's 32.
32.
Yeah.
32. Whereas, I mean, really, the top 6, I mean, you got Rowley, who's 40. You got Cedric,
43.
who's probably 40.
43, Rowley.
43, isn't he?
He's not. He's more than 40.
Rowley's 43, man. He's 10 years older than me.
Yeah. Oh, wow. And obviously, Sean Roden's 43.
44.
So, I mean, it's funny because sometimes we think about Nathan as being around for a while, but the first pro show I saw you in was in Birmingham in 2016. You're barely cracking into your career. You're only 2 years outside of being a rookie.
But they don't reward people at the Olympia in the beginning. So now IFBB Pro knows Nathan is loyal. They knows they can depend on him to show up. To, you know, first it's always, you don't get the call outs. That's tradition. Everybody knows this.
Yeah.
So now now you're established. You have your own gyms.
Yeah.
He's married, nice family. I don't know if he's married or not, but he has a nice family life. He's got one of the biggest supplements companies sponsoring him. What's the name? It's what's their
Muscle Meds.
Muscle Meds.
Yeah.
And you just have a new clothing line, don't you? Also, a new.
Yeah, I've just signed with Jed North. They're out of Canada, so I'm happy, man.
Tell us about that.
And he has his own gyms. So now the time is right. Now he's proved him. He's the first call-out guy. So now they have to look at him.
I hope, man. You know, I just got to keep getting better and better. Just keep bringing the weak points up. That's all, you know. And as long as I can keep doing that, I believe I'll just keep knocking on the door. That's all you can do. You just keep attending and showing your face and putting it out there. That's all you can do. You know, I've done a shitload of shows last year. The year before that, I didn't. But my first year, I've done like 7. You know, I just got to keep at it and at it and at it. You know, you see a lot of guys that do 1 show or 2 shows a year, and then they quit. You know, if you're on the scene long enough, I believe, you know, the judges are going to see you, and they're going to see a physique and know where you stand in the lineup. And that's it, man. As long as, you know, I'd love to get that first call out in Olympia. I think everyone would.
Yeah.
If I got that first call out, man, it'd be fucking crazy.
But
I know the guys will go crazy and the family.
I'm not sure about using these fake plates doing these front squats though, because I don't believe you can front squat 6 plates. No, sorry, not.
Just come down, bro. Just come down and do it. I'm not shy. You know that.
I think there's a bit of Photoshop there. I don't believe you can front. I've seen someone front squat when I was a teenager. There was a guy at my gym, and he used to front squat 5 plates in a 5 for like 4 or 5 reps, and I didn't actually believe it was physically possible to front squat more than that. Have you ever tried front squats?
Yeah, but not with that weight.
I tried 7. I tried 7 the other day, but it just choked me out. Oof. I done like 1.5 reps, so I didn't want to post it. It physically choked me out.
Do you get like bruises on your front delts? Because it must be so much pressure.
Because when I squat or when I do any exercise, I don't breathe. I just bang it out.
Okay.
So I just put it on my neck and just choke myself out, and then just go up and down. You know, and then obviously, because I'm almost choking out, so I want to get up and down as quick and as smooth as possible. So that's my only technique: just get up and down.
We could always go and film him this afternoon.
I think we should. Yeah, I think we should sack off the rest of the filming.
Does Nathan know where we actually are, where we're filming from today?
Wigan.
Wigan, isn't it? Wigan.
Yeah, not too far.
Yeah, I think he's
not
probably
too far.
He's next door actually. He's actually next door. He's in the next. His gym's only half a mile away.
No.
So who do you train with then at the moment? Because obviously, I mean, you train with Rowley for a couple of years there. So
2 years, yeah.
Yeah. Who do you train with now?
Just local, just guys in the gym, just normal, just my friends. You know, they're nowhere near as big or as strong as me. You know, they're benching 100 kilo, but to me, I don't need someone who can bench 200 kilo or 180. I just need someone who gets in the gym at 4:30. Pushes their body to the limit, and that's it. You know, there's people have these motivational speakers on Instagram and YouTube, and he motivates me. End of the day, what motivates me is a normal, everyday person going beyond the limits of what they physically can do, and that's motivating, man. It's like if you're training one guy and you see him, you know, basically blood coming off his nose, he's pressing, 100 kilo for 6 or 7 reps, but he's fighting for that. If that doesn't motivate you, then the gym isn't where you need to be. Because to me, that's motivating. If he's pushing his body to the limit, you should be able to push yours, and that's all I need. And then you see me videos, the lads are just screaming, "Come on!" That's all I need. You know, just train with a few young guys who were like 18, 19, and a few older lads who are they're just hungry, but you get there, and you say to them, "Look, I'm there at 4:30." They're there at 4:15 waiting and eager to go, and that's all I need, because I don't need no pre-workout, don't need nothing. What motivates me is getting in the gym, banging the weights, putting the food on the table. That's all that's needed. I just love lifting weights, and that's so. To me, I don't think no other motivation is needed besides loving what you do. That's it.
So it's surprising actually how much you hear that about pros not training with other pros or top bodybuilders. They'll train with someone that is, like you said, 18, 19, or someone that really is just really driven and hungry and wants to progress. Because I mean, I've heard sometimes the pros actually don't want to train with each other because they're not, the other guys just aren't hungry enough, you know?
Yeah, they're not. You know, I've trained with Rowley's hungry. Rowley's probably the hungriest pro ever. You know, ever trained with.
Oh, really?
You know, and Rowley will go.
Yeah.
Rowley will go beyond the limits. You know,
Yeah.
if you're squatting 7 plates and say to Rowley squat 9. If Rowley will get on that bar and squat 9 plates until he passes out. You know, and
really?
a lot of guys we've trained with, they could squat 9, but they would rather squat 7. I'm like, what's the point? You know what I mean? Just get under the bar and just do it. A lot of the guys just don't want it. It's like, or you hear them complain on my Instagram, why are you lifting big weights, Nathan? Why are you doing this? It's like the gyms I come from, we don't have these fancy machines. You know, we just have basic bars, and that's it. You lift it, you put it down. You lift it, you put it down.
How was Rami in the gym?
Rami could do a lot better. He could do a hell of a lot better.
Okay.
He's just a freak, a physically freak in nature. You know, he's the one that people, you know, he could gladly squat whatever he wants to, but he decides not to.
Right.
You know, I don't know. He trains hard, but he could train a lot harder if that makes sense. Okay. You know, and I believe he could push his body to that extra bit, and that's why, you know, you can see it in the physique. You know, if he trained a little harder, he will get better. But what I've seen lately on his videos, I believe now Neil is pushing to that limit. I can see him. You know,
brilliant.
I didn't used to see Rami sweat as much as he did, or you know, gasping for breath. But now I see him out in Dubai and working with Neil. I can see that, you know, he's going for it. And he messaged me the other day. He said, Nathan, I'm fucked. Like, I haven't trained like this for a while, and you know, I'm hitting. So that'll be a good combination with Rami and Neil.
Brilliant. I remember when Zach Khan, because I introduced Zach Khan to Neil Hill back at the end of 2008, because, you know, Zach was like, I just can't win my pro card. And I said, look, you need to sort your publicity out and you need to sort a really good trainer out. So I introduced him to Neil. They got on, and he used to drive down, I think, once a week. What was it, like something like 200 or 300 miles to do legs with Neil. And Neil would absolutely destroy him. And Zach said to me, he said, Giles, I thought I knew what hard training was. He says, I go to see Neil, and he said, in fact, I have to sort of wait before I can even drive back because I can't, my legs are shaking too much on the pedals of my car, you know? So,
Zach trains crazy, man. Zach's in a world of his own.
So let's, what's the craziest session you've ever had with Rowley then?
We were doing squats with Askar, and I just physically can't squat on a Smith machine. I just don't like it. Okay. Askar made me squat on the Smith machine. He said, look, you know, if you squat, we were getting ready for the Olympia, 2017. He said, look, whoever quits doesn't get a cheat meal, basically.
Oh.
We got to
there's an incentive.
We got to 9 plates on a Smith machine. Then we went straight to pendulum squat. Rowley kicked my ass on that. I only got 7. Rowley got like 9 in a band, so kicked my ass.
Plates or reps?
And then we done
plates or reps?
Plates.
Right, okay.
And then we had to get Askar made us get 7 plates a side squat for 10, and then 6 plates a side squat for 10, and then 4 for 10, and then 3 for 10. And man, I felt like I just shit myself. I physically couldn't walk, and then so we finished training anyway.
That's insane.
I'm physically fucked. Ashkarani's like looking over, like, what's just going on? And then Rowley turns around and goes, "Yo, boss," as he goes, "Can I do some lunges and leg press?" I'm like, what the fuck?
So Rowley is.
I'm like, bro, I'm finished. Like I'm going to bed. You know, I'll eat my chicken and rice, but I'm done.
Yeah. Do you look back on those days training Rowley over in Kuwait? I know you left Kuwait, but do you look back on those days with like positive, happy, kind of good memories?
Yeah, man, it was a good time.
Yeah,
it was a good time. I have no hard feelings there. You know, if I could have made money out there, I would have stayed.
Yeah.
But financially, just wasn't worth it for myself. But you know, it was a good time. You can't beat the atmosphere and oxygen. Again, everyone's pushing you. The guys who work there are pushing you. Bada wants to see you do well. Everyone just wants to see each other do well, you know, because you're representing more than a gym. It's a brand, you know, and you're representing Bada Badai himself. So them guys want to see you do well, and everyone's on your back. Like, you know, sometimes when you're home in England, you can slack off a little bit in training.
Yeah.
When you're there, man, and like you can't afford to slack because you know you're letting someone down. The coach is on your ass, watching you every single rep, and even sometimes, like, you know, you're squatting or you're benching or whatever you're doing, you're like, oh, 9 reps, and you put it back, and like, yeah, I've done 10, and they're like, no, one more. You know what I mean? So there's no let-offs. But again, once my gym's fully established, I'll go there again for a few more weeks and see the guys there, because it was a nice place, and it was a nice time.
Yeah. I mean, really kind of, I remember in 2014 and he turned pro and I mean, I remember just being, what was it? Something like 30 pounds you put on from 2014. Well, you're 99 kilos at the British when you won it. What did you weigh at the 2016 Body Power, which was just over a year and a half later?
I think it was 28 pound heavier, wasn't it? Like 2 stone heavier. Yeah.
I remember because I actually turned up with because I was with RCSS and with Ronnie Coleman, and I actually because I drove and escorted Ronnie to.
Yeah, because you was at Kai Green. Wasn't you with Kai Green as well and Dana Lynch?
Kai was sat. There was me, Ronnie. Kai Green was sat in his white suit. Do you remember?
Yeah.
And I just remember when you walked out, and I just went. I remember saying to Ronnie, I said, "Ronnie, kid, Jesus Christ!" I said, "Look," I said, "this kid was like 99 kilos and." And he actually, I think that was the only time Ronnie actually looked up because he was on his phone. I think he was texting his wife. And I said, check this kid out. I said, he is fantastic. And he actually, I think yours was the only routine he actually watched. I think he glanced at Rowley, but I think he's seen Rowley before. And he looked at me and Ronnie was just like nodding as to say, yeah, your mate's good. He's really good, you know. It was just like, what a shock though to see such a progress in such a short space of time. Because I mean, I'm gonna put the picture up in the intro. You know, of me interviewing you backstage at 2014, and you know that, like I said, the difference between that and Body Power was absolutely incredible. I mean, it was just what a gain, though.
Change, wasn't it?
yeah. I mean,
what you want. That's what you want to try and do. Just keep changing and improving, you know. But people keep asking, how did you change? But you know, the truth to the matter is that I never took bodybuilding serious until that day, until I went to Kuwait. I never took it serious. I used to, you know, go out. I'd train Monday to Friday. I'd get on the piss Saturday and Sunday, like everyone else in the Northwest, you know. And that was my life until I went to Kuwait. I took them 7 months serious bodybuilding, you know. And since then, I've never looked back. I just love it.
Was that a shock to the system going out to Kuwait and having nothing else to focus on but bodybuilding?
Yeah. You know, I treat it like jail. You know yourself, I've been in custody many times. I just treat it like jail, you know, and basically I just got out of it what I needed. Yeah. People saying, you can go, you can party there, you know, even though it's illegal, you can still party, you can do things, but why waste my time, my money, my family's time, my family's money? You know, just go there, treat it like a jail sentence, do what I'm told to do, and that's it. Just say yes, sir, no, sir, and that was it. You know, the body responded well, and till this day, I still use the training techniques that Ascar learnt me. You know, always going heavy, always going to 10 to 12 reps, and people ask why so many reps? Why do you just? Do you ever do push pull? You ever doing 6 for 4 to 6 reps? And it just doesn't work for me. I don't know why. I just like the intensity and the endurance. And since Ascar showed me that works for my body, I've just stuck to that, and I believe it works wonders for myself. You know, but everyone is different, and everyone's training style is different.
Well, I remember when Ronnie Coleman said, they said, "Do you do heavyweight or high reps?" And he says, "I do both." he says, "Why not do both? Do heavyweight and high reps. 200-pound dumbbells, 12 reps." Was it the? I mean, going back to back in the early days, was it the training station you trained at in Liverpool?
Yeah,
Barry Vormer was. Barry Vormer.
Yeah, I trained there, and the gym called Body Power with Darren Smith. That's where
I competed against Darren.
I originally started bodybuilding from Darren Smith's gym. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember because I think it was 2014. I think it was 6 weeks before you posted 2 pictures of most muscular, and then you put it next to a picture. I think it was a side chest, and I said that guy's winning the British. That's the next British pro. And everyone was like, because everyone was talking about Sasan and this person and that person. I said, no, I said that guy's. I said game over. I said he's if he turns up looking like that to the British, I said there's no one touching him there. No one touching him. In fact, 2013 when Ricardo won the British finals, you were there with Nathan. I remember you stood at the just by the entrance, and I walked past and I took a picture. I watermarked it, and I put it up on MD, and I said, "This guy, his name's Nathan De Asha, and he's going to win the British finals, and he'll be the next British pro." And I was on the MD forum, and everyone was like, "Who is this guy?" I said, "Trust me." I said, "He'll do the work. He'll turn up, and he'll win the British next year." And he did. So thanks for that, man. I appreciate that.
It was good, man. It was good. Then there were the times when, like, you didn't have a care in the world.
Yeah.
You weren't competing for a paycheck. It was just fun.
Yeah.
Even though it's still fun now, there's a lot on the line.
Mm-hmm. Actually, going back to the training station, this was a gym. You talk about the streets and and stuff like that. This was a gym. I did a little mini UK tour with a bodybuilder from New York, from the Bronx, called Rodney St. Cloud.
You told me this 40 times in the car.
Well, I'm going to tell you again.
Yeah.
And he's one of Kai Green's best friends at the time. He used to pose with the masks on and everything. And I took him to the training station as one of the appearances, and he says, "Oh, Giles," he says, "I absolutely love this gym the best." And I said, "Why?" And he says, "Because it reminds me of the Bronx."
Liverpool.
Yeah. He said, "This is."
Yeah,
he said, "I liked it. This is nice. This is how I like it. Nice and rough."
Speaking of Liverpool, Nathan, how are you going to finally not choke this year and win the title? Liverpool.
Nah, man, we've choked already. We dare to dream, bro. We dare to dream. We dreamed and then we woke up.
Every year Liverpool plays the best, and every year they lose, man.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the truth of it. It's this year was kind of slightly embarrassing. We were 7 points ahead, and now we're 1 point behind.
Oh.
But maybe another 29 years, we'll win it then.
Sorry, is this the game where they kick a ball into a net?
Yeah, that one.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Sorry, I just want to clarify that.
Are you friends with any of the football players there? Are you friends with anybody on the team?
No, we've had some of them come to the gym now. We've had Mo Salah train at the gym.
Oh.
Andy Roberts has come round. We have a few younger guys from the reserves who train at the gym. They come more early in the morning, when it's less busy, just to come in and out. But yeah, we know a few. I know Trent quite well. I've been out with Trent a few times as well. So it's because Liverpool's a small place. Everyone knows everyone, really.
Yes.
Oh, how's I used to call him on your Facebook, Fat Man, your son, little Fat Man. He's a little kid,
Yeah,
he's a really
big.
cute kid.
He's big now, man.
How old is he now?
He's big. He's 5 now. He's big.
Oh,
as
he's
hell,
5?
bro. Yeah. He's football mad. He's big. Yeah. Even though I was good when I was younger, he's just on another level. Yeah. He's just football mad. And
Fantastic.
hopefully we can just guide him in the right direction. Just keep the ball in between his feet.
Fantastic. Anything else you want to?
No, we got the most important. He's going to do Toronto Pro.
Yep.
The British, the 30th of June.
That's the big
30th of June. Yeah.
I'm going to have a good summer because then we're going to cover the show.
Yes.
So it's going to be great to see you on stage.
Taking that first place check, yeah?
So that's not even. We're gonna have.
Kuching.
And who's the best bodybuilder in Britain right now?
I've declared that myself before, bro.
Yes.
even though I'm not being arrogant. See these jackets here?
Yeah.
Don't come easy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I've got 3 there.
Look how he's
And
casually.
guys want to buy them.
Look how he's casually got that jacket in the background, just casually strewn in the background.
Just left it in the office, haven't I?
Yeah. Yeah. Make sure you put that there.
No,
I think it's myself.
Yeah.
I think top bodybuilders would be myself, Luke. I'd say James and then Sasan. In my eyes, just
James
because
Hollingshead.
James Hollingshead. James is up and coming. He's done a lot more shows than Sasan. He would have done. more shows than Sasa, and so is Luke. So, people asked me last year who's the best British bodybuilder. I answered that at Toronto. Toronto, California. I answered that there. I'll answer it again this year. This is why I chose to do British, because it's my home show. I believe
Brilliant. I
can win it.
Yeah.
And even though everyone's talking about everyone else, I'll let them talk about them. I'm not going to this year. I'll talk a bit of shit as I always do. I ain't going to post nothing. I'm just going to turn up on the day, take my clothes off, say to Ian, thank you for that check. Go home. See you later.
Yeah.
Hey, hang on a minute.
Ian's going to pay some good cash tonight.
Yeah. Coaching. I want yeah. No rubber checks, please. You've also got, actually talking of the Two Bros Pro, you've also got a British qualifier in your name, haven't you? The Nathan De Asha.
The Nathan De Asha Classic in Hull, the 14th of April. So that'll be a good show to go to, and that's a regional qualifier. So I'll be there anyway.
And obviously Hull's the mecca of British bodybuilding.
It is. I don't know. It's not.
No.
Yeah. You sort of, when you drive through it, you close your eyes.
So why did you pick the show there then? It's
regional.
Ian,
okay.
Yeah, see, Ian picks them, doesn't he? Just let Ian do his own thing.
Yeah. So anything you want to say before we let Nathan
go? We're excited to see you compete. We're very happy about your success in other parts of the business. But I really hope this Olympia prep, I'm not saying you haven't focused before, but this one, because this one you can win, Nathan. I really hope Olympia prep you're going to go all in. And because this one you can win.
Bro. I hope, bro. I just want a fair crack of the whip. That's it, man. Just give me a fair crack. Just put me next to Sean. I know it can be Brandon. Not Brandon's on another level. He's improving all the time, but I believe I can beat him. And just what I want to get is a fair shot next to Sean. I know I can deal with Rowley. I beat the best Rowley at last year at Prague. That was the best Rowley. I beat him there. Everyone will tell you so. These guys who I have beaten, but they've been given the win. Just give me a fair crack of the whip, bro, and just put me next to them. That's all I ask, And if they beat me, they beat me. I shake them on. I shake the hands.
Also,
but
Giles,
just give me a fair crack.
And look how huge he looks.
Yeah, I know.
This is very important because it's a bodybuilding show and he looks huge. A lot of people.
It's true. Not looking like
not looking small.
Not looking like me. Thing is, I think after last year, because I was so disappointed that you weren't getting those call-outs because you were just kind of left there. Because of that, I really, 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 really want to see you in that first call-out. It's so important because of how he comes out so strong at the start. He needs to be seen quickly. Like in 2017, Brandon got 8th place at the Olympia, but he was first call out. So he absolutely, he's knocking on the top 6 now. He's got to be first call out. He's got to be to see the best version of Nathan. Mix him around, move him around, put him next to guys like Sean Roden, who I believe you did beat in 2017 when you took 7th and he took 5th. And I've said many times, had you swapped. So and like you said, there's no Phil this year, and it is so wide open this year. He said he should have beat, Rowley. There's a handful of guys there that if they bring it, they could win it, and Nathan is one of those guys.
Yep.
Thank you, bro. Thank you, man.
Drop the mic.
No. Yes.
Okay, is there anyone you want to give any shout-outs or any thank yous, or obviously your sponsors as well?
Just a big shout-out to you guys, for promoting me, and get my name out there, and everyone at MD. My sponsors, Muscle Meds, Gerard's always backing me and, believing in what I can do and allowing me to be myself. And also a shout-out to the guys at Jed North, for just bringing me on board to this new brand and just changing the game in gym design. So to all these guys, support me and backing me, I appreciate it, and I won't let you guys down. 2019.
Brilliant. Okay then. Anything else you want to say, AJ, or you said it all?
We said it all.
You're looking very satisfied.
I'm very
AJ's
satisfied.
looking very happy now. So.
This is not a normal interview. This is a fanboy interview.
Fanboy interview.
No, yeah.
All right, all right, Nathan. Well, he's
I'm happy now.
He's happy. So big thank you for coming on, Nathan. I know you said AJ.
Thank you, man.
And just all the best. And I'm really excited. I didn't realize that you were actually going to be doing the London British Grand Prix.
Show who's the best in the UK.
Best in the UK, and we will find out. And we will find out on June the 30th.
Yeah. Well, we already know, but
All right, then, all right, Nathan. Well, I'll leave you to your chicken, your rice, mate, and we'll speak to you very soon. And also, thank you for sending all your updates as well for my other show, Moss News Weekly. I really appreciate that.
Yeah, no, but thank you, man. Appreciate it.
All right, buddy. We shall speak to you very soon, mate.
Take care, bro. God bless.
Cheers,
Bye-bye.
Nathan. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Nathan. Nathan.
Chris, I'm
AJ.
happy.
AJ, you happy?
Yeah, I'm very happy. Everybody knows Nathan is the best in the UK.
That was even better than I thought it was going to be.
Fantastic.
That was really good.
And he's doing the show.
Yes.
Everybody out there, you got to go to. Where is it? Where is it?
Watford. It's on June the 30th.
Is it Watford or is it in London?
Watford is North London.
Okay.
The British Grand Prix on the June 30th. It's going to be Luke Sandow competing.
Has Sandow confirmed it?
Yeah.
Are you sure
No,
about
he said
this?
because he said he's definitely going to do it because his mum's never seen him compete.
Oh. So we're going to see Luke versus Nathan there.
Luke versus Nathan. We're going to have James Hollingshead, Samson Dauda, Mark Hector. I mean, to be honest, that top six could all be British guys.
But we don't know any other pros from any other country, though. So let's relax before we see who's in it.
I've heard Blessing Awadibu, who lives now he's obviously, he used to live in Ireland. Now he's living in Florida.
Yeah.
He's doing his pro debut there. I've heard rumours of other names.
How do you think that will go?
I've not seen him compete.
Me either.
I've only seen photos. And the thing is, when Blessing was an amateur, I think he won like 5 over like Arnold Europes and Diamond Cups, like international shows.
That's a whole different level.
And
though.
but he's twice the size now. He is. I mean, I saw him at the Arnold Classic, and he's huge, absolutely huge. So
it'll be interesting.
yeah. So I mean, I've heard rumors maybe Steve Cutler, Sergio might be doing it. And thing is, you'll always get guys that because it'll be after the New York Pro that maybe didn't place or they're looking to get a qualification. So you can always guarantee you're going to get 2 or 3 other big names in the show.
It's going to be cool to see him also against another top young Antoine Volant in Toronto.
Oh, yeah, Antoine.
That's going to be good because he's getting a lot of size and he's young. Same age as Nathan, 33 or 34, isn't he?
I think at 33, Nathan's so established
Yeah,
and
I know.
he's still only 33.
32.
32, sorry. Well, when the show goes out, it might be 33
Yeah.
tomorrow.
Surprised Sean Roden didn't reach out for me. Both from Jamaica, coming to the same town, not even saying hello.
I don't know. I don't know. I think is those tours aren't his. They're kind of booked for him. I mean, maybe he could have popped in. I don't know, but seems a bit. Maybe he wanted to and he just didn't have time. So yeah.
No, it was a good interview at least.
Yeah, he's fantastic. Yeah, very generous with his time. And I mean, I've been on the Nathan hype train for years because I remember when he did the juniors 2007. He kind of did what Flex Lewis did in 2004 as a junior. He won everything. Like Flex won everything as a junior in 2004 in all the federations. Nathan did it in 2007. 2011, Nathan came back and he won the British finals as an intermediate. And I mean, he was only like in his mid-20s then. Then he came back 2014, literally came from nowhere.
Why don't you manage some of these guys when you see them young in the streets in England?
I was the only one that called that. Nathan winning 6 weeks out, and everyone was mentioning all these different names. And as soon as I saw those 2 pictures, I went, "No one's beating that."
Should have been his manager, man.
He actually asked me once.
What? Nathan asked you to be his manager?
It was actually after the 2014 British finals. We were messaging back and forth, and he said, "Would you manage me?" And I said, "To be honest, mate," I said, I didn't feel confident enough to do it, and I think he ended up going with. I think Nick Orton did manage because he did for a short stint.
Nick
he
Orton,
managed
the writer of Flex magazine.
He runs Body Power. He runs Body Power, and he has the Flex magazine, and so I think he managed him for a short time, and I think he had Ricardo and some other athletes, but. Yes, and then obviously 2016, second place at Body Power Pro to Rowley. He placed 5th.
Who did you have winning, him or Rowley? You were there in Prague.
Oh, but both. That was when Rowley brought his waist in.
I'm asking, who did you have as winning? I'm not saying who brought his waist in. Or
Rowley was bigger, Nathan was more aesthetic. It could have. I do think it could have gone either way, but Rowley was a more established name, whereas Nathan was a fresh. I think Nathan he really pushed in mind. Really, and I mean, because Nathan, just a prettier physique, whereas Rowley is kind of just a
Also, nice to hear that Rowley is one of the hungriest guys in the gym.
Yeah, that was good.
Because his demeanor is sometimes
too laid back.
Laid back.
You just think, maybe he's just one of them.
But no, that's why he changed his body also. So improvement he's made now lately. Rowley.
That's a really good point. Yeah. That's a good point.
Well, we've been going on for a long time here. It went a little bit longer, but when it's Nathan De Asha, we make exceptions.
Yes. No, it was actually bang on time.
Oh, it was.
Yeah, I was checking the times. I always check the time in the bottom right. Okay. So we will be back after the commercial break for our sponsors, High-Tech Pharmaceuticals, and we will be back for this British bodybuilding special episode of Global Muscle Radio with who are we going to come back with? We don't know. We don't know. Let's see. Check it out after the commercial break. And welcome back to MD Global Muscle Radio here at the Pump Media Studios, joined by my co-host AJ, here for this British bodybuilding special. And we are joined by 2017 British champion and IFBB pro, James Hollingshead. Yeah, give him a round of applause.
Thank you, guys.
Over to you, AJ.
Lovely introduction.
Wow. Look at James looking really good in that singlet, bro.
It is a singlet. I won't show you the bottom half.
Sure, it looks like a pinny, or it looks like you got like a pinny on you, like you did some.
Oh, looks great.
Like some chefing.
I was baking, Giles. I was baking.
I could see you on Great British Bake Off. Yeah. Anyway, so thanks for joining us, and we want to do like a quick update because you've been. Someone put a thread up on MD yesterday about the improvements you've been making, and it's. I think you're definitely arriving this year, don't you think?
Yeah, I think so. I think. Do you know, Giles? I think what it is I've done that many shows, and where I've always made errors is in my lead up to the show. So I think I'm at a point now where I've been able to master that. Mm-hmm. So I think I've been here before, and I have been able to be this good before, but I've always got it wrong. But now I have a good reign on everything. So I think the improvements aren't because I've drastically improved quickly. It's what I've not done is destroyed the hard work that I've earned in the off season. So it's more just I'm a bit wiser than previous years, basically.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, you turned pro at the end of 2017. You went straight into doing your pro show at Tampa. You've done Prague. You got 6th place there. Have you actually come off a diet? I mean, you've been like Cedric McMillan. You've been on prep for like a year and a half.
I don't come off diet, Giles, really, to be fair. I just like the lifestyle, you know me. It's just the routine is everything. The regime is everything. Mm-hmm. I actually feel worse for having lack of routine. So if I do take time off, I end up just feeling crap, and I can't live like that. So I'd rather have some sort of structure, even if it's the off season. You know, my off season is just as diligent as my pre-show kind of prep. So
yeah.
But as you guys know, I was doing cardio. I didn't miss one cardio session. Like AJ knows, I was in Norway, and I was doing cardio. Like 4 a.m, even when I was there on the bike. Like I do bodybuilding because I love that you have to commit, and that's why. So I'll always be like that, even if it's off season or not.
I mean, I speak for AJ, but AJ was telling me he was very impressed when you were over in Norway because was it Christmas Day you trained with AJ?
But what? This is all MD America. Not everybody knows everything about James. You said so quick his history for American audience. You know, maybe this is the first time they've seen James.
Yeah. So
can we get a quick resume? Where did you turn pro? Your first shows, things like this.
Okay. Let's just rewind. So I've been competing since 2008.
Oh.
So Giles might remember Portsmouth 2008 juniors, 2nd place, qualified for the British finals. Decided to bypass it because I wanted to improve. Following year, 2009, Leamington Spa Juniors, I won that. And I went to the British finals and I managed to win the juniors in 2009. And I remember Giles' first write-up actually was one of the first I read. Oh. And it was a very, very nice write-up actually. And it kind of inspired me to keep going. So I've had some good placings in the meantime. I was kind of like, in my attempts at the British, like first time I went there as an open competitor, I came 3rd. In the super heavies. Then I managed to win the super heavies. Mm-hmm. I then had a few years where I kind of, I think I lost a little bit of my way because I spent so many years bodybuilding. I hadn't experienced much of life, so I had to kind of balance out a little bit, even myself out. And then it took till 2017 to come back and win the class again, and then finally get the overall win the pro card. So, I've done my work. It took time, and it wasn't easy. It wasn't. I wasn't as successful as someone like Nathan, who pretty much dominated every show that he ever entered. But I was always willing, and I was always happy to. I'm happy to lose as long as I learn from it, and I learned a lot in the process leading up to this point. And like I say, 2017 was the turning point for me, and then I managed to turn pro, and I had what I felt was a good first season because, my goal as a pro in the first year is to place on that podium, I say podium, but just getting that final picture. And luckily in Prague, which was the last show I did, was the top 6 all got kind of a reward and an award, and that for me was a good year, and I was just really happy with that. So that's bringing us up to date. I haven't really had long off seasons because I don't feel like that's what my mistake. My mistake isn't the off season because I can put muscle on. It's just learning the process of dieting and getting that better. So where I'm at now is just improving on that, and hopefully when you guys see me in a few weeks' time, you'll see kind of the wisdom has kind of taken its place now, rather than just me going into a show and sucking down too much and losing muscle. So so that's where we're at. We're second year now, second year as a pro, competitive year.
You've missed out when you were a very, very, very good junior in 2011, 2012.
Yeah, I was. Do you know what? I was disappointed by that though, because 2012 I got second because I fluffed it up.
To Jack Stockel, wasn't it? Jack Stockel.
Yeah, I won the 2012 London Southeast very in a good way. I kind of looked very mature, very full. I was really happy with that, and then I had a few personal issues kind of leading up to the British, which everyone does. Split up with my partner at the time and let it get to me, and looked pretty malnourished and ended up getting second. And it was a show I really wanted to win. I wanted to be 2-time junior Mr. Britain. I was so adamant on having that because obviously role models like Flex, Lewis, people like that, are multiple British champions.
Yeah,
you always want to have more than one title. If you can't be the pro yet because you're a junior, you might as well try and get multiple titles. And I was pretty gutted. So that's why I don't really talk about that one, I suppose. Because for me it was a failure, even though it was still a good result. There was 23 people in the class. But,
hang on a minute. 2011, you won the British finals.
No, 2009. All the way back.
Oh, sorry, 2009. Of course, yeah. You came.
Yeah. So this is when they did the 23
sorry,
and
my
under.
Mistake, my mistake.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. It's been a while back, man. And then obviously 2013, the following year, I came back as a super and placed third to Dave Titterton and Darren Cook, which was a good year for me. And that gave me all the confidence I needed going into the 2014 season to win. And I was really happy with that look. I was quite small, but I was happy with the condition, and it paid off. So
I remember filming you in Muscleworks in the original Muscleworks, Bethnal Green, 2011, training legs with Steve Avery.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
Steve, I remember that like it was yesterday. Like me and Steve, every Saturday we'd be in Muscleworks, Bethnal Green. The original kind of
downstairs, wasn't it?
Yeah, God, yes. You walk in, you walk upstairs, and then you go downstairs on the other side of the gym to train your legs. Yeah. So you've got to come back up and then go back down to come out. And those days are the days that built me, Giles. Steve taught me mental fortitude more than anything, because the guy's still going now. Yeah. He's still going now. Yeah. And that says a lot about mentality and focus and drive. And I'm really fortunate actually, because now he actually works from the gym that I'm co-manager at. So I see Steve a lot now. So he's back in my life.
And also for people at home, we asked many bodybuilders on the show, who's the strongest bodybuilder in the world? Yeah. And people say you. In the world. Luke Sandow even said it.
Yeah.
I'm an all-rounder. I think because, I'm pretty... I always train for strength in the beginning. I can't say why I'm strong. I don't. I do what everyone else does. I train in a manner that is very similar to guys like Jordan, Luke, Ben Chow. The guys that are strong. I think I'm very proud. I think that's probably what it is. It's just it's more of a. I know that I haven't got the best genetics and I haven't got the best physique, so I have to have something. You have to have your little niche, and my niche.
You haven't got bad genetics, mate. You haven't got bad genetics.
They're not bad.
I think you've got a great shape.
I think they will get there. They're getting there. I'm learning. I'm learning how to train my body and make more out of it now, rather than focusing on just being, a brute force kind of trauma kind of guy.
But also, the one impresses me also is his dedication, because we talked to a lot of bodybuilders we know are not giving their 100%. but you're definitely giving your 100%. You know, day in, day out, and with your diet year round and cardio year round.
4 a.m. cardio
On Christmas Eve.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
It's so that's what makes you what you are, also, huh?
The thing is, AJ, this is the thing. It's like, I think the reason I get on with so many people, and like I have, you know, I don't have the biggest following or anything, but the following I do have is such a genuine bunch of people, because they know that even this level I've got to, which is, you know, it's not too bad. It has taken everything, and to go further, it's going to take everything and more. And I think people can relate, you know, to things not coming easy, because it didn't come easy. Like I said to you earlier about, I've lost shows, I've won shows, I've made mistakes. But for me, that's what makes this real. That's what makes it enjoyable. That's what makes it real life. It's not fantasy. You know, it doesn't just fall on your lap. And I think that's why I can connect with guys, you know, like yourself. I can talk to you. We can talk about anything, because we can relate on a fact that we've both, you know, probably had failures in life, and we've bounced back from things and managed to make things happen. Because at the end of the day, like I said, it's all just about endurance, because it doesn't matter how many times you lose, and it's cheesy, but if you lose, but you're willing to keep coming back, eventually you're going to come to the top. And, well, at least get somewhere good. You know, you're going to get what you deserve if you try hard. And I'm a real big believer of that. I think the energy you put out is the energy you get back. So
you talk about your fan base, because you do have a fan base. And I learnt this in 2014 when Nathan De Asha won the heavyweights, and I interviewed you for Flex magazine. It was actually Flex Online, and it was a weird set of circumstances, but accidentally I deleted the interview.
You did.
I did.
I was looking for that for a year.
I mean, I had problems with my microphone anyway, but I accidentally deleted it. And I tell you what, the abuse I got from his friends and followers.
As you should get.
I got, honestly, and it was just. It's only ever happened once. I did it with a Dorian Yates seminar. I accidentally deleted it, trying to access some stuff, and I honestly, I swear it wasn't intentional. And I just remembered, I was like, how many people were coming at me? I was thinking, Matt, they really love this guy. They really want to see this interview. So I apologize.
So which show are we looking at now?
Yeah.
So Toronto's all signed up for. I'll do the British one as well.
What? Wait, you're doing what?
The British show.
You're doing the British show.
Yes.
Yes.
Bit of home soil. Got to turn up for the friends and that, and the family and whatnot. I might do another one before. Don't know yet.
What shows are there before?
My coach. So before Toronto, there's New York.
Ooh.
There's it's a couple, but you know, we'll see. My coach Phil Viz is very happy with where I'm at, and the body's changing. Like, he's actually trying to keep it slow, the changes. He's not trying to rush it. So it depends how things fall into place, because I'm like a dog on a leash in a minute. I'm ready to go when the leash is let off, and I'm ready to enjoy it. So it's just when I get the all clear. But I'll do any show. I don't mind. I don't care who's there, because at the end of the day, it's bodybuilding, and the only way to know where you stand is by standing next to other people. So Toronto is a definite. I signed, the paperwork's downstairs. I've already done that. The English show is one as well. And I'll just see, you know, if my body's feeling fresh, if it's feeling good, and I've got to do more, I'll do more, because you're not a bodybuilder unless you're up there showing your, you know, physique. And I want to improve, and the only way I'm going to improve is practice, and stage is practice as well as training is. So, so you're going to see me Toronto 100%, and then you might see me beforehand, but that's not certain yet. We'll see.
So Jordan Peters takes care of your training, and Phil Viz takes care of your prep. Is that correct?
Phil is the nutrition, supplementation, etc. And then Jordan does my like training programming, which people underestimate how important it is, because with me, my body responds drastically to small changes. Like I've had to pull things like, let's say I do a workout, I do 8 working sets. 2 of those might have been rest pause, and the difference between taking those 2 sets out and leaving them in can change my physique for the worse or better. And that's where Jordan has a really good eye, right? Because I fatigue and my body gets tired, and you can see it. So he's on top of that. So he messages me pretty much weekly to see how I'm feeling. And then Phil is just he's like a magician with food. He's really helped me a lot, and he's eccentric and he's crazy, and probably a lot of people would find it odd, but it sometimes takes that. You know, it's like the wizard. The wizard's always an odd character, and but he's really helped me, and I feel very confident with those 2 guys, you know, behind me. So I think it's a good team. It's a good synergy. So
Jordan Peters, he's a big dude himself. Yeah, he's very much about constant progressive overload, isn't he?
Yeah, pretty much. And at least, even so, you know, when you're dieting and calories are coming down, at least maintaining.
Right.
So the objective for someone like myself is, as I'm dieting down, is not to lose strength, because I've done that. That's what I've done in the past.
Yeah.
Lost massive amounts of strength, and it shows in the muscle. You lose inches all over. So if you can keep strong, you know your food's in the right place, you're going to look better. So it's just about getting a fine balance. You still need to be in a deficit, but you don't want to be in such a deficit that you end up losing strength and muscle. So
one thing I'm interested in is someone. I mean, you sent me that video from Muscle News Weekly a few weeks ago. 7-plate aside squats for 8, and I'm not talking half shitty reps here. We're talking proper reps. How on earth have you managed to keep, and you're so strong on all your body parts, how have you managed to keep that waist so small? What's the secret?
Well, Phil has me like, I can't do proper vacuums, but he has me like practicing the vacuum as a tool. But I think also I'm not an overeater, so because I think a lot of that comes from, like, Phil's very adamant about blood glucose readings. So, you know, you're a diabetic guy, so you know the importance of blood sugar and whatnot.
Yep.
And I try to be in a sensible range before I go stuff in my face. So I'm never compiled with food. I don't eat till I'm ready. And I think that's contributed to keeping my waist down, because in the past I would have eaten carbs galore all day, every day, blown out, force it down, whether I like it or not. Now, you know, we eat when the body's ready, not when the clock says.
That's interesting.
So it's totally different.
Do you know?
Yeah, it really works.
It's interesting you say that, because when Zach Khan told me what he eventually adopted that principle of eating when you're ready, and he said it really brought his waist in. He said he used to have like a bit of, he competed in 2015 and he had a bit of a stomach, and he said afterwards, he said, I just went back, I didn't force feed myself, I went back to eating when I was hungry. And he said my waist, everything else stayed the same size, but his waist really came in.
Look, at the end of the day, it's about nutrient uptake. And if you're compiling yourself with food, how much of that you actually absorbing, and how much of that is sitting around in the stomach and causing stretching to occur. Because it's stretching at the end of the day. You've only got so much space in your body. And again, it's another stress. If things are hanging around in your body for too long, things become quite toxic, and your body has to deal with that in one way or another. So inflammation is going to be pretty high. So stomach inflammation is going to be exaggerated, which is going to cause you to look somewhat, you know, what they call GH cut, which probably isn't even that. It probably is because of the food. So yeah, just like, if I could advise anyone, just like, eat when you're ready to eat, not just because the bodybuilder says you should eat every 2 hours, because that's not the truth. It really isn't.
Your gym, King's Gym, you took over that in 2017, correct?
Yeah, October 2017. Because that year, no, 16 actually. I think.
16. Sorry.
Because I opened it, and then I placed 5th when I came back, and then I won the following year. So the second year in, I ended up winning the British. So yeah, 2 years, and that was 2 years in. Yeah. And we just opened another one on the weekend. So we got a second gym now as well.
Is that, what's it called?
It's actually not. It's King's as well. We've got 2. So we've got King's in Mitch. One's in Mitcham, which is South London as well, but just a different area. And it's a great gym, seriously. So really happy to have 2, so I can go to both now.
Oh, fantastic. So do you work in both, or?
Well, the thing is, because I'm involved, but I don't have to. In truth, I don't have to be anywhere. I just have to be around.
Oh, right.
And I have my relationship with the guys, because there's few of us, is a very good one, a very productive one. They care about my professional career. So I have support.
Fantastic.
and I'm tied to the gym. The gym is our baby, and it's our thing. But I don't have the stresses of someone that has to be there around the clock. Yeah. So I get to enjoy. I get to enjoy all the perks. I have all the equipment. I have the greatest atmosphere. I can go there whenever I want. And you know, I don't know. I get to connect with the people as well. The thing I enjoy most is just seeing others train and being able to communicate with them. Because a lot of people come down like the weekends, especially. You know, it's like people love to do gym visits, gym tours on the weekend. They go to the gym. So I make sure I'm around and I welcome people and just give them a good atmosphere, and hopefully they go away and can say good things about the gym, and that's enough, really. So, but yeah, it's a really good place, man. Seriously, both of them are fantastic. There's an aura at these 2 gyms that I'm yet to find in others.
See.
Yeah, go on, Giles.
Yeah, sorry, this is, but there is a real. I mean, for anyone, obviously the American fans, whatever, watching, ever to come to the UK, there is a real buzz around this gym, King's Gym now, and it seems to be kind of like probably one of the most popular, like Mecca style bodybuilding centric gyms in the country. It's like I just hear so many. I've not actually been yet, but I hear there's like you've had DJs and barbecues and everyone everyone trains at the same time, and it's like a real community, isn't it?
it's a brilliant community. Honestly,
I've got to come down.
Like, you just can't fail to go in there and not have a good work. I haven't, in 3 or whatever years, I haven't had one bad workout. Oh. And like we've had such good people over there, obviously I talked to the American guys, and a lot of them, like Cedric visited us, obviously Guy Sistino, guys like that, and they all love it. They're like, I wish we had this in America. So
really?
It must be good. Yeah, wow. So it must be good. Like Cedric was blown away. When Cedric was here, he was blown away. Like I gave him a little tour of the gym, and he's like, "Wow, this is special. This is special." And I really appreciate that comment coming from him, because obviously he's been to probably untold amounts of facilities. So I think we've actually got Branch coming over as well. April, so he should be over with Gasp and stuff. So we got a few people coming over, and I should I'm not name dropping, but I'm saying what's going on. We should have BPAC and Jordan Shallow over as well, doing some seminars.
Oh, so nice. Ben Pekulski.
It's some good stuff, because I met Ben in Tampa last year and stayed in touch. He's a really good guy. I think he's probably one of the best minds in this sport, not just as a bodybuilder, but as in where to go with life, like in general. I think he's just a good role model. Like, you don't just learn from him what bodybuilding is about, you learn from him what life is about. Right. So he's a really good bloke. If you ever get a chance to really, I don't know how well you know him, but if you get a chance to have him on and talk to him, he opens up your eyes and your mind a lot. He's a very
technical gym nerd as well, isn't he? He's very much on rep schemes, rep speeds, and tempos, and really like Derek Lunsford we had on, and he said he learnt so much about training techniques and the science of training from Ben.
Yeah, there's so much more to it, and there's ways to create like intensity, not just by overloading weight.
Yeah,
you create intensity by application and form. So if you apply tension on where the kind of, well, if you can apply attention where it's most needed or most warranted and wanted without having to overload excessively, it's safer, but also you're going to get the same stimulus. And that's what those guys are about. They're so accurate. The execution is it's critical. It's amazing. They're really intelligent guys. Derek's a good guy as well. I met Derek, and I was fortunate enough to do some posing with him last year. And I was blown away with the size of the guy, like the fullness and the roundness. Like, he
25.
Truly is.
He's 25.
That guy, honestly, he's
25. It's incredible.
There's something in his genetics that is just I haven't seen on anyone. Like the way that the muscles poofs out everywhere, like crazy. But lovely guy, another good guy, another great champion.
I mean, you're still young as well, aren't you? What, 31 now?
I just turned 30 last week.
30.
30. So
You're the next generation.
I feel like I've got like a 6 year. I think I've got 6 years to make a nice little impact. I think 36 is a good age to say, you know what, I'm going to move to Norway.
Train with AJ. AJ said he wants a rematch. He said you didn't train heavy enough last time. He said, Giles, he said that, James. He said, I'm going to say on Instagram he trains heavy, but he didn't. He trains like a pussy.
No.
No, he didn't. He was very impressed. He was very impressed.
I'll definitely be back over soon. I missed it, actually. So,
do you want to say the reason why you were in Oslo?
Yeah, so my partner's actually from there, and her family still reside there. They live not too far from the central, like from the actual city. So I tend to go over there, a few times a year. Luckily, get to go over there, see the city, and then they also have a cabin out a few miles away from Oslo City. So we go spend some much needed kind of rural time there as well, where you can switch off, sit outside and just listen to the water and fucking smoke cigars or do whatever you want to do. You know what I mean? Just like proper chill out. So it's really nice. It's like when you just want to let go and chill out, especially post competition, it's the place to go. So if anyone hasn't been to Norway and is like in Europe, seriously, like AJ will say, get yourself over there. It's just such a lovely place. It's clean, it's tidy, it's fresh, and it's just and it's not overpopulated,
I was impressed with it. I went 2008, 2009, 2010. I loved it, absolutely. Although TGI is a bit expensive.
But is everybody so friendly here in the UK? Aren't we going to call somebody out, James? We're going to do the British show. There has to be some rivalry.
He wants you to talk some smack.
There has to be somebody you don't like.
Luke said he didn't mind.
You know why it's hard for me to call people out? Because like I don't invite it, so people don't really do it to me.
Okay.
Like so, it's kind of like I'm not the instigator. If someone gives it to me, I'll rip their balls off.
Where were you looking to place this? What are you looking to place this Toronto? What are you looking at? What's your mind frame? What are your expectations for Toronto and the British show? Like, what are your expectations?
Like, if I'm the best I can be, if I can translate what I can be there, there's no reason why I'm not a top 3 guy possibly a winner. I don't care what anyone says because it's definitely. I know what my potential is, but it's just making sure that I hit that. Like it was quite nice. Like the other day, Justin Compton was doing a story on Instagram, and someone said, "What do you think of James?" And he said, "I think he's front runner for Toronto if he gets it right."
Wow.
And you know, things like that. Like the guy ain't going to say it unless it's like a possibility because he's kind of quite a good eye. Just got like again, it's down to me whether I peak and perfect it or not. It's just there's guys that are great there, like Ian, Antoine, and any one man can win because we're all good.
Nathan De Asha is
Sorry.
doing the
Do
show.
you know what I would love to see? What I'd really, really love to see? I'd love to see a call out with him and Antoine Valant.
But Nathan De Asha...
And Ian Valliere.
Nathan De Asha said he's doing the show, Toronto.
Wow.
Yeah, Nathan says he's done as well. And you know, I'd love to. I've stood next to Nathan before, and it's due. I mean, I've been next to him now in Prague and in British. So you know, it's going to happen. It's going to happen multiple times, and could be a great little, you know, not let's say rivalry. It could be like a good. It could be really good for bodybuilding if it happens over and over again. And one man might get one way one time, one might not. I don't know. Who knows? I don't think he's unbeatable. I think he's fantastic, and he knows that. I'm a fan of him because he was the person coming up that was 2 years ahead of me every time, and I always thought if I can at least, you know, emulate some of what he's doing, I'm doing well.
That's right.
But again, you know, it's bodybuilding, and on a good day, the right man wins, and it could be anyone. Honestly. So
also, Antoine is dangerous.
Yeah, he's going to be doing well. He's coming up. AJ, have you got any final questions you'd like for?
You want to say something first, James? Want to say something first?
I was just going to say. Before, I think the most dangerous man, in my opinion, is Ian. Because I'm very, and I'm a massive fan of the man, and I am a massive fan of the work ethic because I know he keeps quiet and trains. He just does it. He ain't on here talking. He ain't on nowhere talking. He's just in the gym doing it. And he's someone that will just quietly storm in, and if he's, you know, he'll bring something very, very deadly.
He was one of the most. He was the ones that really stuck in my mind at the Olympia last year. He only took 14th, but he actually kind of because he won the Spain big man show, wasn't it? Eventually,
yes.
But I've never seen it. I think I've actually seen it happen where someone competes through the year and actually gets bigger and harder. Actually looks freakier by the end. Usually they end up like there's nothing left of them, but he just kind of got. By the time he got to the Olympia, I mean. He just got bigger and bigger and bigger. It's crazy. So yeah, fantastic.
He did. Yeah. So we'll see what he can do. He's a good guy. Yeah.
Okay, AJ, any final questions?
We're really excited to see you compete. We just you're exactly what when we think of what a bodybuilder is. Focus, discipline, strong. You what we used to like a real bodybuilder's bodybuilder, and for that's why you got so many loyal fans. And when people talk, and also when you talk to people, you can say you're genuine. So we just really want to see you peak for these shows, James. We just want to see you nail it.
I want to
then let the false... How do you say? Let the...
Chips fall where they may.
Man, we want to see you at your best and you get a good look from the judges.
I promise I will, guys. You know, Ron Harris said this. He said, I know we haven't seen the best of you. And I promised him that I will get it right. So, you know, let's see what happens in a few weeks' time.
Yeah.
Like I say, Toronto's definitely getting hit. If anything changes and I end up somewhere before, I'll let you guys know first things. You can put that up.
We'll get you on again.
Yeah, definitely. So I just appreciate it, man. It's very nice to talk to you both, and I'm glad you guys are doing well. So thank you very much.
Thank you, James.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, James. Well, actually, somebody said on the forum this morning, because somebody put a thread up about you, and they were showing how much improvements you've made in the last year. And someone said, he's Branch Warren 2.0. He's like a British Branch Warren. That's not a bad comparison. Someone who's come second at the Olympia and won the Arnold Classic.
I'll take that.
Yes. All right then, James. Well, we'll leave you to it, and really appreciate you coming on, mate. And we're really excited to see how you're going to do this year. And we will be front row screaming and shouting at the British Grand Prix.
Where can people follow your journey to the show for people?
Oh, literally. So they can on my Instagram, which is Hollingshead 18. I think it's Hollingshead 89. And then obviously I do a lot of work over on the Trained by JP site. So if anyone wants to see what I'm doing behind the scenes, they can subscribe to that site and check out some stuff there as well. So those are the two places really.
Size game.
I appreciate that, guys.
Size game.
Size game as well. Yeah, and obviously we do the Size Game podcast. Giles every now and then likes to come.
I usually stand in. I stand in for James when he's not available.
When I've got prep brain.
I'm like his stunt double.
And,
he is.
And before you go, James, you got to give a shout out to the Christian Mittley from Harald Gym because he was so disappointed he wasn't in your video. You know the big guy?
you know why? Because the guy, my person didn't edit it right. He's still got the fucking footage, so I do apologise. but Big Chris will know I'm going to be back over and we'll get another workout in. I still talk to him pretty much. Me and him talk pretty much daily on Instagram.
So Christian Mitte is going to listening to this, so we got to give him a shout out.
Definitely.
Yes,
definitely.
but good luck, James.
All right, then, James.
Let's have a great day. Enjoy your evening, guys.
Take care, mate. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Peace
Thank
out.
you.
Peace out. See you later, guys.
Cheers, mate.
Good guy.
Very good guy.
Strong.
Yeah.
Dedicated.
Yeah. Decent guy. Interesting as well. Very interesting. I mean, I've spoke to him many times, and he's kind of one of those bodybuilders where you could have a half an hour conversation and you don't even talk about bodybuilding. But one time you could talk about bodybuilding, the next time you'll talk about something completely different because he's a very, very open-minded, interesting guy.
And the most important, only 30.
Yeah, 30 years old.
Not most important, but
No,
he's
but no,
only
it's-
30. So this is not a...
He should have been on last week's Young Hotshots.
But when you say, you think Ian Valerie is going to beat Nathan De Asha?
No,
You just said it there.
I didn't.
Yeah, he said Ian's the one to look out for. He said, you like,
Yeah, as in moving up.
Oh, not winning.
There's a guy. No, well, yeah, it's going to be an interesting top 5 in Toronto. Very interesting.
James, Nathan, Ian Valerie, Antoine Valant.
Maybe Akim will turn up again because he got second, didn't he, last year?
We don't have the list for everybody doing it, but it's going to be a good show.
Yeah.
But the British show, not everybody's doing it, huh?
Yes.
That
was because it was like, it was a period of time where I thought, people they were saying yes, then they weren't, now they are, and it's like now actually people are putting their names in the hat and they're going, yeah, we're doing it. So it's going to be fantastic. I'd love to see Sassan do it as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, get in there. Go on, Sass, get in the show.
I don't know so much about it. I want to see him more, so.
Yeah, no, exactly. You want to see him. And the thing is, it's important for the British fans to see the British bodybuilders on stage because otherwise, all these British bodybuilders, we're never getting to see them.
What happened to your boy Gerard Williams, by the way?
Gerard Williams.
Gerard?
Yeah, I don't think he's competing this year.
Oh.
Yeah, I hear from him once every few weeks, every couple of months.
Okay.
He'll message me, and I think he's taking this year off because he's got a lot going on. He does teaching, and real estate, and he's got so many things on the go, businesses.
So James is definitely one of the top guys on the rise, isn't he?
Yeah. And you know what? I think what's happened with Luke recently, I think it's given them even more of a boost. Things you got guys like Jamie Jamie the Giant, 6'5".
Yeah.
I mean, there's I think they're probably all feeling real excitement now because of how Luke's done, and now obviously
they're
following Nathan and
prepped by the same Phil Wiss also has Jamie.
Oh, is he? Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
of course he does. Yeah, you're right.
So he's really doing a good job with the diet thing, yeah?
Yeah, I don't know too much about Phil Viz. I wouldn't know him by face but I've obviously heard his name's cropping up a lot.
Very popular. Phil the Wiz.
His name is popping up a lot now.
You don't know Phil the Wiz? The guy with the beard and the Italian. Friend with Nick Trigili back in the day.
Right, okay. But he seems to be, it's like Jordan Peters prepping and training and
He's
a lot of
very
people.
eccentric in a good way, Phil the Wiz.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that was James.
Yep, that's James for the second guest in our British bodybuilding
And we got
special.
one more.
We do. Who is it?
Oh, let's see.
Okay, we're going to go to an ad and we'll be right back with our next guest. And welcome back to MD Global Muscle Radio here at the Pop Media Studios, joined by my co-host AJ, all the way from Norway. And we are joined for our British special, Samson Dauda. Yeah, give him a round of applause. Yeah.
How you doing?
I'm very good. Samson, how the devil are you?
I'm really good, man. Thanks for having me on the show,
Yeah.
Been really great, having a good time. I love what you guys doing. Been watching the show. It's been absolutely terrific.
Yeah, thank you. No, I will see your comments and your likes and everything and shares and stuff. We appreciate that because it helps the show to grow. So, so here we are for the British Bodybuilding Special. You are, I saw on your Instagram, 302 pounds. And how many weeks out from the British Grand Prix are you?
I'm officially 14 weeks out from the British.
Mm-hmm.
So just literally, we're sitting around 302, 303 pounds at the moment. And after the feedback we got last year, it's one thing, obviously, being in amateur ranks and having enough size for that. But when you go into the pro ranks, them guys is a whole nother level. So we had to kind of step our game up to catch up. And one of the things was feedback I got from Steve Weinberger was, man, you just need more muscle everywhere.
Yeah.
Keep your frame, keep the lines you have, just have more muscle on your frame, So we thought, okay, hell, we didn't have much time from our last show, so we thought, you know what, time to get on it, you know, waste no time. So right after that, you know, for the first time, I'm working with an official coach.
Who's this?
Which is something I've never done, you know, working with Nathan Hamid. And basically, he just looked at what I've done and he just said, okay, dude, we need to do this and this, and that was it.
Sorry, Nathan Harmon.
Yeah, Harmon.
Harmon, yes, you said Hammond.
Oh,
get the name right.
You know what? I make a mistake with his last name every single time. Sorry, Nathan.
Sorry, so just quickly, how tall are you?
I'm 5'11".
5'11", 302. I thought you would be like 6'2" to be that kind of weight and be that kind of good a condition at this point.
No, I think the thing is with me, I mean, in terms of off season, I've never ever blown out. It's just one of my genetics things where I never, no matter how much I eat, no matter how much weight I put on, for some reason I just seem to stay within just the amount of leanness. I never seem to ever go extremely to the other end anyway. And it's just been one of my natural things. And the problem is obviously me trying to pull size because I'm one of them guys. I'm the other end of the scale where I don't like food. I don't have a crazy appetite. I don't eat crazily. Because I was naturally a very skinny guy, you know. I mean, I started playing basketball, you know, I was a very skinny guy. So when I got into bodybuilding, it was basically a sport that didn't match me at all.
Okay.
You know, where you eat a lot and you got to put a lot of muscle. And, you know, I was basically what they call a hard gainer, basically. But time and grind and pushing at it, and we just seem to finally find a formula that works for me. And, yeah, we just kind of start getting it right and start growing slowly.
Okay. For the sake of the viewers, the listeners, do you want to tell us a little bit about your contest history in brief?
Yeah, so I started competing in April 2014. So that was the first time I ever even thought about jumping on stage for anything. Before that, I was a rugby player. So, you know, got my lady met in the gym and she told me, you know what, hey, do you ever think about competing? I thought, nah, man, I don't do bodybuilding. I'm going to stand on stage in pants, man. That's not for me.
Yeah.
So after obviously months of convincing, we basically thought, okay, you know what, man, let's see what this thing they're talking about. Let's give it a go. So the first year in 2014, we just basically picked up a few local shows under the WABA and all that. And we did all them shows. And I think I did about 3 different shows. And I won all of them.
I remember.
And, you know, the feedback I was getting from people was like, man, you really got good potential for this sport. You know, you really can do something with it. And I thought, actually, you know, hell, well, might as well kind of dig down and actually try to dig into it a little bit more and study the sport. So being from Colchester in the UK, there is no pro bodybuilders around. There's nobody actually in the top range of bodybuilding around me at all. So it was very hard to find someone to get advice from. But luckily for me, for years I've been friends with Chris Jones, which is British middleweight champion. And not for in the bodybuilding standpoint, we've just been friends locally. So I basically called Chris up and I said, look, this bodybuilding thing you do, how do I get into it? How do I really kind of get into the idea of becoming a pro one day? And he told me, okay, you need to obviously qualify for the UKBFF at the time, you know, do a regional qualify with the British, and you got to win the British. And we thought, okay, cool. So we started off with that. So 2015, did my first British qualifier at the London Southeast, won that. Week later, did the Body Power Expo Classic, won that, qualified for the British. And then my first British, I basically walked up to get weighed in. And, you know, I remember the judge looking at me going, oh, you've ever done this before? I was like, no. And he goes, oh, do you want to get into the intermediate class because it's your first time? And I thought to him, I was like, no, man, I don't want to get in with the big boys. Put me in the super heavies, man. I want to go with the big boys. I don't want to. So did my first British, did the super heavyweights, and came third. And that time was like, whoa, okay, hell. You know, I was disappointed because I thought, oh, man, I wanted to win anyway. But people were like telling me, man, coming third of your first British as a super heavy, that's a big deal. I thought, okay. So from that point on, we basically just competed year by year. And then last year was the first time where we the year before, 2017, was the first time where we sort of thought, okay, you know what, we really need to drop the hammer down and really go in for this full force, you know, really dedicate yourself to this and try to get that pro card. So that year, I know we did Arnold in Barcelona. I think I came 5th there. And then we did the British, and I just came 2nd to James Hollingshead, which you just had on.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know, and he won the place and got the qualifier, got the pro card then. And man, I was bummed, man. I was heartbroken because we lost by 2 points. So I was like, oh hell, okay. So literally the weekend after that, I flew all the way to Italy and I competed in the Diamond Cup there, and then just won that and got my pro card literally a week after James. So it's just kind of going on from there. So yeah, it's just been quite fast for most people. I mean, I got my pro card in 4 years. So yeah, so it's just kind of going on from there, basically.
Okay, so obviously now you turned pro at the Diamond Cup 2017. That was just when the split was happening with the IFBB and the Pro League. Like, I thought you were good, but I was very, very shocked at how you managed to improve in 2018. Now, you obviously, do you want to talk about Prague?
Yeah, I mean, what happened basically coming off 2017, we went back and we looked through the show, because it's something we've always done, because remember, at this point, I didn't have a coach. I had Chris Jones helping me, which was the main thing. And me and my partner, basically, we sat down, we write all my diets, we do all my training, we do everything based off, what we look at the last show. And at that point, we basically thought, okay, we looked at all our shots from 2017. We said, okay, you know what? The one thing that we know we have to bring in 2018 is conditioning. We really have to get the best condition I've ever got before. So we basically had the whole 2018 prepping for the Prague show, and then really dialed it in as much as we could. So when we actually came time to have the Prague show done, and we basically looked at it and go, wow, you know what? For the first time, I looked around and I just thought, man, I really couldn't give any more to be any better than I was at that time. So we come into the Prague show, and obviously we know that the big hitters, the big names come in there, and it will be a good chance to not only just, do your first pro show, but to stand next to all the best that just came off the Olympia stage. So if you could stand next to them in your first pro debut, it gives you a nice, good gauge on, okay, how far are you from them guys that you see all the time on TV and everything? How much room do you got to make up? So when we came in, flew to Prague to do the show, it was like, okay, the names are on the list. Let's get it going. Came out the show, and didn't make the first call out. And I was thinking, damn, okay, that was the first time ever I did a show and I wasn't in the first call out, mind you. I was like, okay, no problem. We have like 4 guys in the first call out. Came out in the second call out, and guess who I'm standing next to again? James Hollingshead.
Oh, yeah.
That's right.
I was like, oh, dude, come on, man. So yeah, we did the Prague show, and it was absolutely great, and got loads of feedback from it. Ended up placing 5th at the Prague, and finally speaking to like guys Jay Cutler, Sean Roden, Steve Weinberger, saying what their thoughts was. And, the feedback we were just getting was like, wow, you got a long way to go. You're going to really do some damage in the bodybuilding scene, You already got everything is there. You just need more muscle to just fill out your frame. But it's going to be amazing.
How old are you now, Samson?
I'm 33. Last week.
33.
A couple of questions. Can I speak? I want to ask him something, bro.
Come on.
First of all, who won against you and James in Prague? You said you weren't close to him. Where did?
I came 5th. Came 6th.
Yeah.
Oh, so you beat James.
He reversed it from the British.
Okay, but one thing, you said you started bodybuilding in 2014. Were you a fan of bodybuilding before?
No, I literally knew nothing about the sport. I literally had no idea. Literally, I remember when literally a week before I went for my first competition, the Generation Iron DVD came out. and I literally, the first Generation Iron came out. And I remember watching on the day of my show and looking at it going, wow, damn, one day. Oh, this is going to be amazing.
I'd like to
so
try
this was
that.
So this was the time I was actually learning about the sport and learning.
Wow.
And the thing is, because I became such a big fan of sport so quickly, I actually went back to the very first beginning and watched every single Mr. Olympia all the way down to the current one.
That's what we like to hear.
So in Romania Pro, where I covered the show, I only knew of you because of Giles, because Giles promotes people before everybody else. So that's how I knew you and got to know you. But when I saw you on stage, whoa.
He was going crazy, Samson.
What posing? This is genius.
He was messaging me from Romania.
So,
Samson,
how did you learn to pose in such a way since you weren't even a fan of bodybuilding until 2014? Who inspired you to be such, do you just feel it on stage? Who inspired you? Where does this come from?
I mean, I think Giles already hit on the head before one of your shows you guys were doing. Basically, I watched all the past Olympias, and we looked at them guys when they posed then, when you had the Sean Ray, Flex Wheeler, Kevin LeBron, Chris, you said them guys, when they walked up on stage and you watched them on stage, you couldn't take your eyes off them. Every move they make, you just like, wow, man, wow. And you see that kind of evolved and got better. And then after they went off, it was like there was nobody else. The only person left that was doing something like that was Kai Green and I think Cedric was only 2 guys that actually did something similar to that.
Yeah.
And it was quite disappointing. It was like, come on, man. I mean, seriously, are we really going to leave this part to just die? I mean, you have people come to watch shows, and people come to watch shows.
Yeah.
And remember, if you go to watch a bodybuilding show nowadays, you see the routine comes on, and everybody's like, yeah, they just pick their phone out because it's just so dull, and everybody does the same thing, and nobody even looks like they rehearsed for it. It looks like they just woke up and walked on the stage and just started doing something. So I thought, you know,
they do. That's exactly what they do.
Yeah, and I thought, you know, from my own view, every time look at someone like Agron, every time you know he's coming on, everybody's like, okay, here we go. It's going to be amazing. Yeah. And I feel that I want the same amount of respect when I come on stage. People to always just think, oh, he's coming on. Oh, put everything down. You got to watch this. It's going to be something. And to have that and then inspire other people to start working that way towards bodybuilding. Because bodybuilding is not just standing on stage and hitting most musculars and getting applause. It's about entertaining the people that came paid to see the show. So I've already respected that part of the sport and respect the art of the sport in that way. So I felt like, hell, I got to dedicate all my ass off to even get that bit just as much as I want the muscles and everything else.
Yeah. Go on.
No, it's just it was just shocking to see. Because usually when we ask people, are you going to give us a good routine? They say, yeah. And we're like, yeah, whatever. When I interviewed you, are you going to give us a good routine? Buddy? Yeah. I was like, yeah. And what a routine, man, huh? But also, this is very impressive because you have a full-time job, correct?
Yeah, I do. I still work full time now. And, you know, I've always been into sports and everything. But at the same time, I've always worked quite good with my hands and been in construction and business like that. So they've always gone hand in hand throughout my life. I've never been in a point where I didn't have a full time job. So even doing this sport, and no matter how demanding it is, it's no different than what, you know, a lot of people that are in the gym, they still do the same exact same thing. So the idea of, okay, you know, I'm just going to sit around and just, you know, do a little bit of work on the internet, on the laptop, and then that's my day. It never really quite worked for me. I always like the structure of that the full-time job gets you. And, you know, I can't sit my ass at home all day. It's just not me, you know, and I feel like I do like that idea of, okay, I work, I come home, I have my meals, I get to the gym. That's worked for me all this time, and, you know, and it'll carry on working for me.
So do you think the structure helps your bodybuilding, not hinders it?
I think it helps you.
Yeah.
Because I know exactly when every single meal is about to come. My day is already planned around that. When my training sessions is planned around that. The whole work thing actually gives me perfect structure.
Yes.
And I kind of work my whole day, plan my whole day around that anyway.
You know, AJ was saying that I was one of the first ones to promote you, Samson. It was actually before me. It was actually when I was on the Size Game podcast with James Hollingshead, Banji DeMaji, and Luke Sandow. I think Banji and James were the two. This is going back at least 3, 4, 5 years. They were the ones that I remember Banji saying, no, I've got a feeling Samson's going to do all right. It was like that year you were really starting to make waves in the supers. And it was that was when I really sort of thought, and I was looking at pictures and I thought, actually, he is pretty good. I can see the potential there. So, it was got to give credit to those guys too. And Banji was actually competing this weekend. He's
the host of the
Size Game podcast. Yeah. Fantastic. Yeah, fantastic. So they were the first ones to really, they're the ones that got me to notice, you know, Samson.
So why is he getting, he's 300 pounds.
Yep.
Definitely top 3 poster in the IBB Pro League.
Yeah.
5th place in his debut show. Was it, you said, in Prague?
Yeah,
Prague.
That's my pro debut in Prague, yeah.
There should be more hype.
Yeah, well, we're generating it.
We're trying to generate it. Come on.
Yeah.
That's why So, what you gonna do at this British show in June? What will we see?
So basically, this British show, obviously, we listened to feedback from last year, and we want to get more size into the next show. But the main thing is, regardless of how much size we can put on, if you're not dialed in all the way, it doesn't mean anything. No. So we know we have to bring in that really, really deep conditioning. I mean, I have to push them even harder than I've ever done before in my time. Yeah. And, you know, I really bring in something that is like, wow, okay, at least even though you might not be able to match up with the rest of them size-wise, I can come off stage them telling me, you had everything there, you just weren't big enough. Fair enough, I can take that criticism. But I don't want them to say something like, oh, man, you just weren't dialed in enough. Because that's something that is under my control that I can do right now. So I think in the British, definitely got to bring in the conditioning all the way in there. And then 2 weeks later that, we're hoping to hit Chicago with the Chicago Pro. And then after that, we got the Vancouver in Canada. So hopefully we want to do a few shows consecutively.
You're doing a few then. So just so I can try and get a handle of maybe how much you're going to progress in terms of body weight. What did you weigh?
Exactly. Yeah,
what did you? Yeah. You know what I'm going at. What did you weigh in Prague on stage?
I think about 118. 118 kilos, which is on pounds.
Come on.
Yeah, right.
I think pound is 153 or 150.
253.
Like that.
253.
Yeah, 253. I remember.
Right. So let's go with 253. You're 302 pounds now. I don't see you carrying a lot of body fat there, mate. I don't think. No. I'm just trying to get a feel for. You see what I'm getting at? I
know. Hopefully, I mean, I'm looking about. I'm hoping it'll be about that mid 260s.
Perfect.
If I have to really dial everything in, I'm thinking about that.
That's big.
That's big though.
That's really big. So tell us about what. Since you've been working with Nathan, working with a coach, what has he implemented that has really? Because when I saw 302 pounds, I was like, whoa, that is a serious improvement from where you were. To now. So if you're going to be so much heavier, what has he done that's really brought about the real change and improvements in your physique?
I mean, don't get me wrong. Before we met Nathan, I mean, I've always been progressing every year steadily anyway. I think every year I've always seemed to put 4 kilos on each year regardless.
Yeah.
And we kind of pushed the boundaries on that. But when we did last year, we basically came off stage and we just felt like we've got to the limit of where our knowledge could take us alone. We felt like we've done everything we could possibly do alone. So we thought at this point we need some outside input.
Sorry, you say we. Who do you mean?
So it was me and my partner.
Right. Okay.
So then we basically, when we spoke to Nathan and everything else, what he's basically done, one of my biggest downfall is the fact of my ability to eat food.
Okay.
I've never been able to really push in as much calories as most guys do that have an appetite, because I got really, really fast metabolism, but I'm unable to actually push in that much food.
Okay.
So what Nathan's just basically done, he's had clever ways of kind of slipping my calories in there without me actually even noticing it, like adding shakes after every meal and keeping my calories very clean, but keeping them quite high and increasing my protein intake to drastically higher levels and stuff like that. And all these little things, like I was eating more food. It felt like more, but it didn't feel uncomfortable to eat. So, I was getting to the point where I was waking up in the middle of the night to have a shake. And everything just seems to just make the body just wake up for once and just started growing. And then I think in the space of 4 weeks, we put on like 8 kilos in 4 weeks.
No, one second. Well, I remember when Ricardo Correa was working with Nathan, and I remember every time I was with Ricardo and you see him at shows, I think I kept checking my watch because I was working on a trade stand with him once, and he was eating every 2 hours. And I was like, we're talking like quite a big Tupperware container of food every 2 hours. And he said, "Oh, Nathan's got me eating so much food, but I put so much size on from it. It's not even." Yeah. So it's literally. Are you eating? Is it how many meals a day are you eating?
I mean, now we're doing about. I think without the shakes, we're doing 6 meals a day.
Oh, okay.
And then after every meal, 20 minutes after every meal, we're having a shake with that. So
how much whey protein are we talking?
I mean, we're talking about 50 grams of whey protein, basically.
Okay. Just trying to work out the figures.
To each meal, after each meal.
Yeah.
So 6 protein shakes a day.
Yeah, I
with
think
the food.
It's more or less. It's close to about four of them.
So you're on the halvtor diet. The halvtor, the
what?
The halvtor, the giant guy.
Thor.
Yeah, he's on that many proteins. He must be.
So how much protein are you taking in gram wise?
It's gotta be a lot.
I was going to count it off the top of my head. It's
quite a lot, isn't it?
A shake to every meal.
Wow. Get your calculator out. Approximate.
It's roughly. I mean, we're having about 250 grams of protein each meal. So just trying to calculate. Yeah.
What? No.
Yeah, 250 grams of meat each meal.
Oh, sorry, I thought you said protein. Yeah. I was like, wow, your kidneys.
So that's like 50 grams protein?
In total,
plus another shake.
More, that's 60.
I think in total it's coming up 637 grams of protein.
Whoa!
A day, yeah?
Oh, no wonder you're 300 pounds.
In great shape too?
Yeah.
I've never eaten that much food before, so for me it's like, oh bloody hell, it was hard. And one thing that works well for me, because I've never had any digestive problems ever in my life. I was always very good at processing food anyway.
Okay.
And I've never depended on any digestive enzymes or anything like that.
Yeah.
And so when we threw in that much food, it wasn't a problem for me after a week for me to digest and go through it. It wasn't like, a few guys start having distensions and stuff like that. For me, we were looking at me and we were getting bigger and we were looking and going, your waist is too small.
So do you cycle the protein, or is it just constant, that amount? Or have you got plans to sort of lower it or up it? Or because I don't see how the body can keep taking that much protein. I know I've heard of like Kai taking ridiculous amounts of protein, even more than that.
Samson is a freak. He turned pro in 4 years, bro.
That's a good point.
He didn't even know what bodybuilding was. He just saw Generation Iron like, shit, I'm going to do this.
I see your point.
So this is going to be epic for the future, Samson, huh?
I mean, I'm hoping that we carry on this way, and because it doesn't seem like my body's going to the point where it's now hitting a wall, where it's kind of struggling. It is. And the thing is, because we've kind of done things slowly and implement something each year, just something new to me each year, it's just been steadily progress. And as long as we carry on doing that, I don't see a problem in it at all. I do believe that, we can carry on making progress that way.
Yeah, it's going to be exciting for the future, huh?
Okay, throw some more questions at him there, AJ.
It's just that we just want to see you in England. What are you going to do? We want to see you take out some names. We want to. I tried with James. He didn't want to give me nothing.
He just wants to hug everyone.
We tried with Nathan De Asha. He gave us something, but he didn't go for. So who are you looking to beat this show?
Oh man. Okay, there's the PG answer and there's the over 18s answer.
We want the killer. We want the killer instinct.
Over 18 answer.
Killer Samson.
Oh, okay. You know what? I mean, James already know I beat him in Prague, so hell.
Yeah.
I'm planning on repeating that.
So you're beating James? Yeah.
Me and James were boys. So in the UK.
No. Come on.
What about Hector? Are you beating him?
Oh, hell yeah.
We'll get Mark on next week, don't worry.
People like to talk. I mean, it's all good. At the end of it, competition is good for the sport. I don't care what you say. I
think James knows what sort of a guy you are. He's not going to be offended by any of this. It's going to fire him up. It's going to get him squatting 8 plates instead of 7, and it's all good.
Of course. Of course. And that's the same, because I look at him and I see what he does, the crazy stuff in the gym, and I'm thinking, damn, okay, I'm going to the gym. I'm going to go kick myself in the ass as well. I'm like, there's no way I'm letting that thing pass me that way. So, hell, and we know we're all trying to catch Nathan, so why are we even hiding? We're all trying to beat Nathan one day. I mean, standing next to him in Prague, I looked at him and thought, damn, what the hell? And I'm like, okay, cool. I get you. I'll let you have this round, but one day I'm going to catch you. So,
what about Luke?
Anybody else?
What about Luke Sando?
Oh, man. The thing is, I'll tell you what, I've beaten Luke once in the British, and he's beaten me back to win his pro card. And since then, we've never stepped on stage again. And I'm like, I'm at the point where I'm like, okay, hell. I mean, Luke already know this, I told him that one day I'm going to be Mr. Olympia. He ain't got nothing to worry about. So if he steps on stage this year, man, I'm looking for a rematch. Have you
noticed there's like two Samsons? When he gets like really serious, he goes American and he goes, damn, I'm going to get these guys. He really cut. It's like, this is like the killer Samson. I like this.
He listens to a lot of hip hop, so he has it in his. No, but it's it's
great. You've got to build the hype for the show. We've got to get it. To get our place jumping and excitement.
No, the reason why we wanted to have you on also was to show the audience, because a lot of people don't know you.
No.
And that's a shame, because of how you work, how you. Can you imagine just reading about bodybuilding, and 4 years later he's a pro, and like being the best routines? He should get more hype. So that's why we want to have you on. So
AJ, there's something you've missed out apart from his posing,
dressing,
apart from his physique.
His dressing.
Why do I like Samson? Why do I think he's cool?
First of all, he's got a great beard there going, and second, is probably.
I got a minute.
yeah.
Twins.
It's probably his dressing, wasn't it? The way he dresses.
Yep.
What happened when you saw him the first time?
Well, we have the same shirt sponsor.
Oh.
220 attire, isn't that right, Samson?
The picture's a little bit.
Definitely do.
There you are.
Yep, come on, tell us about it.
You're sponsored by the same. Okay.
Yeah. Well, you know the thing. You remember, right, when you watched the bodybuilders in the 90s and 80s, when it turned up for the press conference, what did they look like? They were all in suits, right?
Yeah.
They were all dressed smart. You looked at them and thinking, damn, big guys out there dressed smart. And they're respected because of the way they carry themselves.
Professionals.
Now, when they turn up to shows, they're all in tracksuit bottoms and you don't even know, come on, man, respect the sport. So my idea is, that you turning up to do this as a job. Why is it so hard to dress professional so people look at you and go, wow, that's somebody that's actually serious about what they do? It's a simple concept, right?
That's awesome. No, I love hearing stuff like that, Samson. It's just, like I remember when you sent me the video for Muscle News Weekly where you were checking in for the Prague show, and you were going up handing your CD in, And there was Jay Cutler and Sean Roden was there, and they're all going up, handing their things. And you went up and you had a shirt and trousers on. I was like, I love this guy.
Is there any way for you to... Do you have a YouTube channel?
I don't have a YouTube channel, obviously, because working full time has always got my hands obviously busy in that sense. But I have my Instagram and everything else, and I get people following me on that, basically.
What's your Instagram name?
And my Instagram is Samson Dauda IFBB Pro. And yeah, feel free, check me out on there anytime you want. So.
Got some great posting there on this Instagram.
Yeah. We shared it on the Global Muscle Radio Instagram. Check it out.
Yeah, it's got some great posts. No, so you don't have time for a YouTube channel. You don't have time for that, eh?
It's not that I don't have time for that. It's basically, most guys, they don't actually work 9 to 5 because I wake up very early. And right from the minute I wake up to the point I go to bed, everything is scheduled and planned. And it's me going to work and coming in that.
Yeah.
At that point, I can't whip out my phone at work and say, okay, I'm just going to record a video real quick. It's not something that eventually, maybe one day I would actually say, okay, cool, it's something I need to look into and definitely do that. The more people I know that would want to watch it. But as it stands right now, I work. That's what normal people do. We work and I go to gym and we train and everything, but I still got a full-time job, and that's what, that's me.
How much do you practice your posing now? Because I've seen lots of videos of you in the studio, and I mean, your posing is already at a very, very, very high level, probably one of the highest in the pro league. But so how much do you actually practice your posing?
Every day.
Every day.
Every day. I don't fail about that. It doesn't matter if I'm 300 pounds or 100, 210 pounds. Every day I got to be able to hit a vacuum, even though if I'm 300 pounds. I'll be able to hit poses, swing, routines, everything. I got to practice that constantly. I mean, the thing is, I want to be the best at this. And it's not going to come in from me just, doing now and then. It has to be every day. And it's not just that. It's ideas pop into my head at any point. And I'm like, okay, that's a great idea. And I'll go to the gym after workout. I go practice it. I'm like, okay, put it into paper and give me something for my next show. So it's literally constant. Have you thought about your music for the British Grand Prix yet in Toronto? I've got a few ideas. Keeping that one within me. But
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't want you to spoil the surprise because we want to be all entertained when we see you on stage in Watford. So, okay, AJ, have you got any final questions for
we're really looking forward to see you. We're going to cover the show for MD, so we'll have a lot of footage of you from that event. We're just excited to see you, and you're like a fresh of breath. What's it called? Breath of fresh air. You're fresh. We can feel your energy. It's like this is something we need in the IBB Pro League, So we really wish you the best of luck. Great talking to you. And we're really excited to follow your career, Samson. Really excited.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Really appreciate what you guys have been doing for me as well. I see you guys obviously give me a shout and everything. Really appreciate it.
All right, Samson. Well, I'm really glad we got you on, mate. So, like I said, you've always been so easy to work with. We're getting updates, and you're very, very, very amiable. So that's always a big plus in your favour. So and
say hello to your partner because we met in Romania. It was nice meeting her. Yeah.
Keep dressing smart. Keep practicing that posing, and keep eating.
Get the gains.
Get the gains. All right then, Samson. We will see you soon, and see you very soon, mate.
Bye.
Thanks, guys. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
There we go.
Imagine, Chris, you just you put in the Generation Iron movie. that was not a good movie, by the way. It was very fake. Anyway. And you're just like, whoa. And then you turn pro 4 years later. Yeah. Not knowing anything about a sport. Amazing.
It's almost like the best guys are meant for it. Sometimes when you talk to some of these guys and they're top 5 at the British, and you talk about the knowledge, and they're like, "Oh, I'm just basic diet and doing." It's like they're just meant to do it, and then they get with a good coach, and then they just go to the next level overnight.
4 years.
4 years.
Pulses every day.
Wow.
How much? 600 grams?
630, I think he said. 620 grams of protein.
Well, it worked. So for him.
What did you think of the British special?
Very good. The Britons got a lot of talent. This is just like, this is good times, isn't it?
Well, you're a bit of an adopted Brit.
I feel British now.
Yeah, you're more than you're 50% British now, mate.
So we feel good in Britain now, huh? All the guys.
Yeah, it's great.
Oh, Hector's not gonna like that to say how you reacted when he said.
I think we should get Mark Hector on.
When he said, "I'm definitely beating him."
I'm gonna message Mark.
Oh, Hector's not gonna like that. Hector's also very
fantastic,
very interesting talent.
Shoulder width.
Oof. Did you call him Roden something? What did you say?
He's kind of like, he's got the same sort of structure of as Sean Roden.
Who do you have, him or what's his name again now? I say it wrong. What? Say his name?
Sibu Sisu Katello, 27 years old. Won the Sean Roden Classic in the Philippines. He was on last episode.
So in him or Mark Hector in 5 years?
Oh, 5 years.
Yeah, they're both young.
Well...
You gotta give me an answer.
Same potential. Well, Mark needs to bring his legs up, and Sibu Sisu needs to bring his back up.
So who you got of them?
Tell you what, come back in 5 years. I don't know because a lot can change. But hopefully, we'll see both of them making their pro debut this year.
So Samson beat James in Prague.
Yes, he did. Yeah,
wow.
He got 5th, and
in his debut show,
James got 6th.
But James didn't peak correctly, or was
James looked fantastic.
So Samson is that good then?
Samson, absolutely. Did you see that pose where he did the Sean Ray pose with the one hand? And there's some back shots where he's doing like the. God, my chest is too sore. He was doing like the back poses and honestly, everything is there. I'll be honest. Samson was like Luke did this year. He shocked me from the improvements he made. Because I remember when he turned pro, because he got 5th at the British, and then he won the Diamond Cup, and I was thinking, is he even really ready to turn pro? I'm honest. No, I'm being honest. I was like, I think maybe that's going to hinder him by turning pro. Maybe he needs another year. And then he came back last year, and he did the Romania. He did the Prague. And I honestly couldn't believe that he was looking the way he looked. So he is capable of rapid improvements, and now he's got a coach.
So guys out there, please check Samson out, like on his Instagram and whatever. See if you like him. See if you can start follow him, give him some love.
Full-time job, dresses smart, good poser, hard worker.
300 pounds, most important of everything.
Jumps around like a ballerina at 300 pounds.
302 pounds.
303.
But also for all the people, please, around in England and around Europe, please come to the show.
Yeah.
In England, the 30th.
British Grand Prix.
We're not promoting the tickets. That's not what we say it. We just say it because this is going to be epic for British bodybuilding.
Luke Sando, Nathan De Asha, James Hollingshead, Samson,
Hector, and the other guy, Cutler might do it. Sergio Olivia might do it.
Blessing
might do it. Me and Giles and Chris will be there.
Yep.
Reporting. If you guys hate us, come and tell us. If you guys love us, give us a kiss.
Go and tell AJ to his face you hate him.
and then it's gonna be the best party this summer. We go to after party later.
Yeah, we'll create one in the car park.
Get some wellness girls and
wellness girls.
Yeah. Zach Khan will be there.
Yeah, well, yeah.
We can make that video, Chris.
Might dress up as a woman, see what he thinks of that.
Oh no!
See what Zach thinks of that.
No, but Samson, great guy.
Yeah, fantastic. Yeah, really good. And he was even better than I expected. And he's been, like I said, I've got to know him. You interviewed him at Romania.
Full of energy.
Yeah, was that the first interview you ever did?
The first interview I ever did. It was a smashing hit.
It was good. It
was fantastic.
I remember because you were there and you were there with a mic and you went, I'm a bit disappointed. Samson. And you went, and he looked like really shocked. And I was thinking, where is AJ going with this? And he says, you're not dressed very, you're supposed to be the smartest dressed bodybuilder. And he said, well, I've just had some tan on. And you were proper giving him shit. Yeah. It was brilliant.
No, Samson, great guy. We want to see him more.
Yep. Okay, I think we better wrap it up there. Yep. Hope you enjoyed our British special. And keep watching, keep supporting. Thank you to High Tech Pharmaceuticals, as always, for the support.
But Giles, we got to get your last saying. What's your British chart meter of epicness right guy? Who's leading? Who's in? How's the meter looking for the British guys? Wow. And you're a respected British cock, so this is important.
Nathan, number one. Luke's gone from there to there. And what happens in the next few months will determine whether he's up to Nathan's level.
Oh, already?
Yeah. Yeah, he's on the right. Third at the Arnold, mate.
Mr. Olympia.
Come on.
Mr. Olympia, top 6.
Third at the best Arnold Classic ever.
Mr. Olympia, top 6 is more important than Arnold, top 3.
Yeah, but Nathan hasn't made that yet.
He got 6th.
7th.
Ugh.
He got.
He should have been 6th.
No. He was 7th, in my opinion. He was 7th in 2017. He should have been 5th. He should have been 5th, and Sean Roden should have been 7th, who was 5th. So he does deserve to be top 6.
He's won 3 pro shows.
Ferrigno, New York Pro, Cali Pro.
How many pro shows have the other guys won? 0.
Yeah, well, we'll see what happens this year.
It's going to be exciting.
It's going to be very exciting.
Luke coming for the kill.
Yeah. Okay, well, we better wrap it up there because we'll be talking forever. And yes, thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting. And we are out.